If you love classic jewellery, then why not come and join guest designer Gemma Crow on our vintage workshop. Gemma will guide you through various beading and wirework techniques which will inspire you to create timeless designs from a bygone era. The full course includes a selection of wire, a selection of findings and charms, a bead scoop, use of all relevant tools and equipment, a buffet lunch and refreshments, a tour of the studio and a visit to our gemstone museum. All of this for just $69.95. Have a blast from the past and take home some amazing designs. For further information, contact our call centre on 0800 644 655.
Welcome back to the Late Show here on JewelleryMaker. My name's Ed. Thank you so much for joining us. No time to waste this evening because we have got so much to fit in. It's going to be a bit of a frenzied affair, but don't panic because we've got plenty of inspiration from the wonderful Mark Smith. How are you, Mark? You all right?
Very well, thank you.
Yes?
That was a quick change this evening, wasn't it?
Yeah, no messing around. We've got a lot to fit in.
Can I just say to the viewers that I think it's probably every year we've been doing the Late Show with designers again.
It is, in fact, a year on Saturday.
Yeah, it must be. Yes, that's right. Yes. And the viewers know me by now that I do wear my heart on my sleeve, and I can honestly say without a doubt the lineup we have got this evening is the best of any Late Show I have ever been on.
There you go. That's all you needed to know.
And I don't say my words lightly, honestly. The items we got this evening are incredible.
I totally agree. I think this is one of the finest schedules I've ever seen from the Late Show. I have to agree with Mark, absolutely. In fact, we'll kick off with an item I believe will be a seller. It's a premiere item, never been seen before. This just goes to show the sort of gravitas we've managed to create over just 12 months of being on air as the Late Show. Have a look at this. We've got a premiere item to kick off the show, and I'm almost 100% convinced it's going to be faceting of the agate nuggets, and then you get these gorgeous druzy inclusions as well, so they're sparkling away to give you, I suppose, the more traditional look that you want to see from your genuine gemstones, that beautiful sparkle. I mean, these have actually had a coating, so you get this metallic shimmer on the faceted faces of each gemstone, but then you get Mother Nature's sparkle from the druzy crystals there as well. These are going to be really, really popular. I'll tell you what, we've got so many items on this evening show that will complement this strand, that will end up being the accents. I'm thinking about the Superstar Buy. This is coming up at the end of the show. How about this for a combination? Actually, you've got the same crystal inclusions inside these slabs, haven't you? You like that, Mark? Or is that a bit gem heavy?
I've never seen that strand.
This is brand new as well. It's coming up at the end of the show.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Is that a good combination?
I know exactly who will love those. Rachel Norris.
Yes.
She loves those sort of seascape and horizon scenes in stone. So
where the banding almost looks like it's intended to be at that place. Wow. Yeah, absolutely. No, they're fantastic, aren't they? They have a real sort of aquatic feel to them, as you just alluded to. These are fantastic. They're going to make a big statement in your designs because they are quite large. They range from 23 by 16 to 36 by 17, so they are quite sizable. And I mean, that is, look at that, it's spectacular, isn't it? And I love the way the crystal formations are also sort of irregular, as you'd expect from other, but it means that each and every gemstone does give you a unique look. It makes each design completely bespoke. You can never have two that are identical thanks to the way these inclusions are placed by Mother Nature. I love the coating as well because you've got a different dynamic from every angle. You've got this almost sort of oil on water effect from the actual coating and then the sparkle from the crystal inclusions. Huge number of people coming through for this particular strand, both on our free phone number and at JewelleryMaker.com. As ever, if you place an item in your basket, check out to avoid disappointment. I don't really understand. Maybe Mark can explain it to me. Do you understand the concept behind placing an item in your basket? Bear in mind you only have 59 minutes on the Late Show, but not checking out. I don't know if I'm just missing something. That's the reason I asked the question.
What I used to do as a guest designer, so I should really get my wrist slapped for it, is if I'd spent my budget, because I have a budget each month, and if I was near the end of the budget, what I would do, I'd start watching a show, I'd start putting things in my basket, and at the end of the show, anything that was left in there was mine, and I thought that was my way of keeping back my budget. Like the number of times that I was so upset and disappointed that I hadn't actually gone for it there and then, because you think, oh, they'll have plenty of stock, we'll put it in the basket, get a cup of tea, come back later, but it never works.
No.
Never.
And of course, after 59 minutes, it'll drop off the...
That's right. You miss out on some amazing...
Right.
So I'll let my lesson with that one.
Okay, no, but at least it kind of makes sense to me now. So it's just people being kind of thrifty, or trying to have some sort of strategy to not overbuy. Okay, that's fair enough. I just wanted to understand, because I rarely buy via the phone lines. I wait till I get here. I mean, I've missed out on items for the same reason, in fact. Right. We've actually already had a text through. It's come a long way. Yeah. I am such a card. Okay, Jane has text through to say, oh, my two favourite fellas together. Look, Ben and Pete's here.
Yeah.
Lots of lush gems, a sprinkling of inspiration, and bargains galore. Bliss. Jane's going to be here till 9 PM, I reckon. There you go. That's what happens when we have a hunk like Mark Smith on the show.
So it's Eleanor this evening, isn't it, with us?
Helena is producing the show. She's in the hot seat. This is her second...
Rose between us thorns.
Nice. Helena's definitely the rose between us thorns. I'll give you that. The other thing is, if you want to text through for any sort of practical questions, if you want to put something to Mark, I'm sure he'll be able to take you through the process. So if you've got any questions at all, or of course maybe you've got a top tip to share, then text through to the show. We welcome your interaction, especially here on the Late Show. So text through from 60777. Sorry, start your text with the phrase JM Studio. Alternatively, you can use the message box online at JewelleryMaker.com. So it's very, very easy to get involved with the show. And as I say, if you text through, even if it's just to take the mickey out of me, you'll get straight on screen. In fact, if you take the mickey out of me, the text will be shown straight away. Okay, I forgot, because we've got so many people coming through, we've only got double figures of availability. I thought this had already been released, but actually we haven't revealed the launch price for this strand. So we still have around about half the stock remaining. So if you want to get involved, start dialing that free phone number. I imagine there's going to be a lot of people clicking to add this to their basket. The second the Premier launch price hits the screen, $14.95 this evening for, I mean, I would describe it as turquoise coloured druzy, but cyan probably is $14.95 marks. Always astounded by our pricing. I love it.
Of course.
You know, I know that we tell you all the time the reason we can offer you these prices, but it still does get a little bit shocking, doesn't it? Takes you back a little bit when you see the prices. Especially if your carat weight's like this. 450 carats of your Siam Druzy nuggets here for $14.95. If you've got it placed in your basket, you need to be checking out immediately to avoid disappointment. It will remain on our website for 60 minutes or while stocks last. So if it sells out in the next 20 minutes or so, there won't be any available. I would take advantage of that as quickly as possible. We are going to move on. I'll put this back here, and I think we'll be able to show you details throughout this hour. Moving on to... Oh, I love it. Absolutely exquisite. We've already had a few requests for cultured pearls, and these are pretty much the epitome of everything we're looking for in a pearl. They're offering sophistication and opulence, but they're also offering femininity and a feeling of luxury because of the size as well as the colour. So sometimes I've seen this colour tone classified as sort of a peach tone. Because of the golden tone that you're getting from the pearlescence, they're definitely a champagne pearl. I would agree with that colour classification. And 10mm in size, or 10 by 9mm, my apologies. So slight elongation in the shape and the size, but Again, I don't think it's going to make an impact on your designs other than to offer you credibility as a jewellery maker, so people will understand you've managed to source the real deal. They'll be able to see that these pearls have been hand carved by Mother Nature herself. They're not the sort of plastic, perfectly round pearls. These are a real organic mineral. So I think that's what people are looking for a lot of the time when they're investing in bespoke jewellery, when they're buying sort of one of a kinds. They want to know it's the real deal. And when you've got pearls of this size, when they're about 10 millimeters in size, it's generally considered to be a luxury pearl on the open market. And with this colour tone combined with the size of pearls, I think this is the ultimate in luxury. This is what people are looking for. I'm thinking maybe mother of the bride or bridesmaids perhaps for these kind of pearls. Or maybe rings. What do you reckon, Mark? Could you do that?
That would be single drop earrings for me, I think.
Ah, okay.
That'd be a money strand for me.
Because you can recognise the value and the profit you can make,
they're absolutely huge, aren't they? I mean, two of those sterling silver findings, £10 a pair.
Okay.
Easily.
Right. Okay. On that note, let's do a quick bit of maths because I've got
my real business head on at the moment because I'm writing craft fair news.
Well, it's Christmas craft fair time, isn't it? Yeah. So I can understand. Okay. So 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 110, 120, 130, 140, 150, 160, 170, 180, 190, £210 potentially from one strand of pearls. Of course you need your findings. I mean, you could actually, because you've got so many, you could create a selection, couldn't you? So you could do some in sterling silver, some in gold plated, because I think
do
gold
you know of a high street shop that you could go in and buy a pair of single drop pearl earrings for £10?
Absolutely not. And if you did, you'd be looking at £50 or what have you.
That's right, absolutely.
And they wouldn't be this size either. I mean, these are a significant look. They're luxury pearls from any other supplier. I think generally, from my understanding, anything over about 8.5 millimeters is considered a luxury pearl. That's always what I've been taught since I started with the Genuine Gemstone Company. So 10 by 9 mil,
wow,
definitely a luxury size. They're going to make a significant impact, not just on the designs you create, but I suppose for the wearer. They're going to feel luxurious. They're going to make an impact on the looks they're putting together, maybe for their Christmas parties. But to be honest, at this kind of price point, you could create everyday study wear to the office, so you can't go wrong, especially with luxurious champagne pearls such as this. We are going to release the price as people come flying through at JewelleryMaker.com. They are less than £20. We already established that there's the potential to make sort of £200 worth of profit with this particular strand. I mean, imagine if you've actually created a bit of a following, shall we say, for bridal commissions. You know, if word of mouth spreading and people are saying, oh, you should go to my designer, she puts together incredible bridal suites, or he puts together incredible bridal jewellery, then these are the kind of items you want to have in stock when you receive the commission. You don't want to be trying to source the pearls, you know. I mean, there is a serious impact for some designers, of course, if they're sort of umming and ahhing, dilly-dallying. Of course, if you miss a deadline, when it comes to a wedding, there's no two ways about it. You've lost out on that sale. You probably missed out on a load of repeat business.
Absolutely. Word of mouth will get around in bad ways as well as good.
Absolutely. In fact, they always say, don't they, if you have a good experience, you tell 3 people, and a bad experience, you tell 10.
Yeah, that's right.
So, you know, it is important to actually have these items in stock. And, you know, I don't say that to put any pressure on you. There'd be no point. We've extended our money-back guarantee until the end of January. So there's absolutely no reason for me to put unnecessary pressure on you, simply trying to offer you the best value on the market, and I believe that's exactly what we've done with 10mm champagne coloured pearls. So congratulations, I've got multi-buyers coming through, so that's encouraging. It makes me think that you have started successful small businesses, maybe not so small, who knows? Congratulations if you got hold of those. We're going to move on. And because we referred to the bridal commissions there, let's move in to this particular bundle, because it does offer you the tiara bands, which are so popular. Can be used as hair bands as well, of course. I've seen some fantastic designs featuring them as hair bands, but just think because of the more sort of showcase designs tend to be tiaras. That's where your mind goes when you see them. So we'll take you through the component pieces first, if that's okay. These are the headbands or tiara bands, 5 of those. They're the antique gold coloured bands, you get 5 of those. And then we've got the memory wire. So we've got all 3 selections of your memory, your necklace, your bracelet and your ring memory wire. I mean, these are great for expanding your collection of jewellery if you are planning to attend craft fairs in the coming weeks. Great way to just, you know, knock up 5 bracelets, 5 rings, 5 necklaces in you know, a couple of hours, and that way it just expands your collection, doesn't it? Do you agree with that one? Because memory wire is really easy to work with, isn't it? I mean, even I've made designs.
Do you remember after the last evening show you and I worked, and we were discussing using the memory wire as bezels to move trees of life.
Absolutely, and yeah. You've done that now.
I've had so many messages and pictures people have sent in to.
They've done it. They used the idea. Yeah. Okay, and not just asking for a tutorial.
No,
they've done it.
They've actually sent me pictures of their pieces.
Great.
And they got amazing inspiration from the show. And as we said, just use 2 or 3 and just wire up little sections, and then start your gem trees and your trees of life. They're stunning.
So amazing easy to do.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it gives you a little in with wire work, doesn't it? If it's something that intimidates you, because you can just do some simple wire work and then attach it to the memory wire.
Well, absolutely.
So it gives you an opportunity.
I've tried to do it freehand in the past to make a frame, and it always goes out of shape and it's always lopsided, and if it's not symmetrical for me, I can't do it. So this does the job.
I'm like, the finish has to be perfect, or I don't want to. No, I mean, some people are going to be a little bit more sort of free flowing with their approach, and so maybe you want to think outside the box. Maybe you want to use your memory wire in more of those experimental designs. The world is your oyster, especially with this one, because there's more pearls. And this time, definitely the peach colour. So that's the difference between the peach and the champagne.
I'd call them blush and rosé.
Oh, I like that. That makes them sound more feminine, more romantic. So I'll go with that, definitely. But you can definitely see the distinction there between what have been classified as the peach and the champagne. Again, quite a sizable look here from your pearls. Sorry, I was just showing the distinction between the champagne and the peach. But these are more sort of your cabochon pearls. So these are your nuggets. So they have a flat bottom finish, and then they have the domed effect on top. Actually, we've seen that fantastic soutache hairband, where the pearls were set onto the hairband. You could easily achieve that with these pearls, couldn't you? Onto the gold headband, that'd look fantastic. My daughter would love that. She'd wear it every day, I reckon. So you've got 5 headbands. You've got each of your memory wires, your ring, your bracelet and your necklace, and a strand of gorgeous peach pearls. So there's the component pieces, and then as you come back now, you'll see this beautifully luxurious peach tone that you're getting from your pearl nuggets, which range in size from 10 by 9 to 12 by 10 in size. So again, luxury pearl sizes. Actually, here we go. We've got a bit of an experimental look and a way of maybe using your memory wire in an alternative way. This has been put together by Suzanne, one of our resident jewellery designers.
That's cute.
Yeah, I like the way that they've sort of used the memory wire in an alternative way, haven't they? Suzanne's tried to look at it from an alternative way, and again, you can see the impact from the size of the pearls. Definitely luxury sizes there. The lowest size is 10 by 9, they range up to 12 by 10, so definitely going to make an impact. I mean, you could use these almost as individual pearls, just as on a necklace design, something like that, if you did want to be a little bit more sparing, for example. This is your bespoke bridal bundle, so you get your hairbands, your memory wire and your pearls all for one low price. No way! I don't adhere to that. I don't like these words, Helena. She says it should be $13.85. There's no way it should be $13.85. We can get it down as low as $13.85 when you buy them individually, but tonight, as part of this wholesale bundle, we've taken it under £10. But it's only available at that price for 60 minutes. Again, we don't say it to put unnecessary pressure on you. To be honest, the amount of people coming through on the phone lines, I don't need to put any pressure on people. The only thing I will say is that I don't want anybody to miss out. Again, if you've got a successful sort of bridal jewellery business, if you're having commissions coming through and people are personally asking you to put together their designs for their big special day, you want to have the items in stock, especially when we're offering them to you at wholesale price. I mean, $9.95, you'd be happy to pay that for the pearls elsewhere. You'd be over the moon, in fact, to pay that for pearls elsewhere. Don't forget, we've been working with the same pearl supplier for over 10 years, so we know for a fact we are negotiating the lowest possible prices on the market. If we weren't, we'd go down the road and ask somebody else. Yes. People would want to work with us because, of course, the Genuine Gemstone Company, it's a globally understood brand. People know that we are one of the biggest gemstone buyers in the world, so if we weren't getting the best prices, we'd go elsewhere. We haven't, we never have. We've always worked with the same suppliers because they're so competitive. And I think you can see from the price of this bundle that we pass those savings on to you. So not only do you get your pearls, you're also getting your essential component pieces, all for less than £10 tonight. So very, very impressive. Well, I'm going to move on because, as I say, we've got a lot to fit in. Where did you want to go? Sorry. Absolutely. Now these are perfect for maybe if you wanted to put together some last-minute designs for Halloween. It's on Friday. Make sure that you are tuned into the show because we're having lots of fun, giving away a few treats. No tricks, not on JewelleryMaker. But if you did want to order this, it should arrive on time. You can actually request sort of speedy delivery from our help team if this is something you're interested in. I mean, it's been put together with Halloween in mind, and we have a few remaining in stock, so we might as well bring it to you this evening because I think this would be your last opportunity. I think tomorrow you might be pushing your luck, but tonight, if you spoke to a member of the help team, you should be able to add these. So this is the Kumahimo kit because you've got the bell-shaped clasps as part of this. You've got 4 individual sizes of your bell-shaped clasps. You've also got your ribbon cord ends, which are sort of synonymous with those braiding techniques. Not just Kumahimo, you can use them with your macrame designs as well, of course. And then you've got your little individual spacers, which give you those little intricate details and, of course, make your gemstones go further. And that's where the fun begins because we also have your Halloween charms. So have a look at this. You've got your little skull.
I haven't seen these.
You've not seen this before?
No.
So this, I love that one. That looks so menacing, doesn't it? But you can imagine as a charm or an earring design, it'd look pretty cool.
Wait, Alexander McQueen.
Ah, actually, look at the level of detailing you've got here. Because we're saying, look, you know, the item itself will add detail. Look at that, hearts for eyes, as well. So there is some level of awareness. Actually, wasn't there I think there was a bit of a documentary on Gothic design last night. Because I saw a lot of people tweeting about it. So. Oh. Yeah, so Gothic designs are actually pretty popular, not just for Halloween. There's some people who are invested in that look all year round, aren't there? I mean, if you think about, there's a big sort of Gothic festival in, is it Weymouth? I think Sammy's going to be attending it.
Oh yes, that's right.
Yeah, yes. Whitney, is it? Whitby, that's
Whitby,
it.
Yeah.
Sorry, I got it wrong. I went through all the W's there. It's my director's favourite town in the whole country, he just said. And he just said there are goths everywhere. There you go. Pretty cool. So you got your skull and crossbones, you've got this in a variety of different shapes, you get your witches' hats, your pumpkins, your spiders. We're going to have to bring the price on screen. Very, very limited in availability. Already got a huge number of people flying through. You do get a huge array of goodies here, as I say. I mean, those on a pair of shepherd hooks as a pair of earrings, it's going to be sort of set your costume off, isn't it? They wanted to. Little cheeky jack-o'-lanterns there as a pair of earrings, perhaps. As I say, you've got your little spider, you've got your witch's hat. I suppose on something like Halloween, you don't have to have a uniform look. Zombies, by their very nature, are inconsistent. So, and also, I should point out, you get a huge carat weight of gemstones as well. So you get all of your, well, your Halloween colour tones here, because you've got carnelian and black agate nuggets. So you want something a bit irregular that's going to add texture. Absolutely fantastic. They're flying out the door, and we are very, very limited in availability. So just $34.95. What? Say that again, sorry? Oh, okay, we've got it in silver as well. Fantastic. So there you go. All the same items, only this time silver-plated copper as opposed to gold-plated copper. So depends what your particular costume is. Me and my kids are going to make mine tomorrow. That's going to be our half.
Are you working on Friday?
I'm on Friday evening.
You're on the late show.
Well, actually, I've got the night off because the Lord of the Underworld is going to be joining you from 5 p.m.
Okay.
That's not. That leaves it open to what.
Do you need a cape? I've got my outfit from last year. I've got a cape and I've got a waistcoat.
I don't need it, but the Lord of the Underworld might need a cape for Friday.
I'll bring you what I've got and you can use them.
I'm staying in character, okay? Yes, it's going to be a lot of fun on Friday, and if you've already got plans and you want to put together a quick sort of suite of jewellery just to, you know, embellish your costume and take it to that next level, why not invest in this particular deal? Same number of pieces, 206 oranges and your jet blacks there, and then you've got all of the same charms as well. So you've got your witch's hat, your skull and crossbones, your little jack-o'-lantern. Oh, actually, variation. My apologies. So instead of getting 2 jack-o'-lanterns, you get a jack-o'-lantern and a little skeleton hand.
What's a
And it
jack-o'-lantern?
looks like it's the hand of a Simpsons character because there's only 4 digits on it. Still, it's kind of menacing, doesn't it? I think that's what we're aiming for, isn't it, with the Halloween collection, I suppose. You want it to be a little bit haunting. Silver plated copper here, along with your carat weight of gemstones. You've also got your ribbon cord endings, your bell-shaped clasps, all of your traditional findings as well, your toggle clasps, your length of chain, your spacers, and these significantly sized spacers as well, all for one low price. Oh, $29.95 for the silver plated copper. I was expecting the prices to be matched. There you go, fantastic. So if silver suits your sort of costume a little better, then this could be an absolute bargain at $29.95, couldn't it? Incredible. Okay, we are going to leave that one with you. As I say, very limited in availability. They were launched some time ago, but this is your last opportunity to get them home for Halloween. So we thought we'd bring the last of stock to you this evening. We're moving on to, sorry? Oh, really? That's like the quickest 30 minutes of my life. It's start by time. Welcome back to JewelleryMaker. Time for another very impressive star buy opportunity. This is one of my favourite bundles of the entire show, and I do concur with Mark, by the way. When I looked at today's schedule, I was blown away by the amount of product that I know is going to be a sellout. I'm going to go as far as to say, if you think about things like the memory wire bundle, who knows if we'll have memory wire back in stock before Christmas. People have got to start stocking up. I know for a fact that not just our expert designers, but even workshop attendees telling me they've got 6 workshops between now and Christmas. That's a lot. Do you know how many sleeps there are till Christmas? 57. That's all. That's not that many. You haven't started your shopping. You want to pull your finger out, I've got 3 gifts. Hey? Everyone's getting a lump of coal off Helena, she says, so it's sorted. Get that from the garage on the way home, can't you? Can these days. It's like a scaled down supermarket, fits inside a petrol station. Pearl Duo now. And look at this, these are out of this world. There seems to be a bit of a theme going on really with this sort of cyan or teal or turquoise shade, because you've got the pearls, we've already seen the druzy, and then the superstar buy this evening are these gorgeous slabs. I mean, kind of a suite of jewellery could you put together working with these designs, these colour tones. They're going to be popular all year round. Again, turquoise is much like sort of the peach and the orange tones in that it tends to work throughout the seasons. I mean, moving into winter, you get that icy blue quality, but This has quite a pastel-like feel to it as well, this combination, doesn't it? So it'll work in spring and summer as well. So again, can't really go wrong. And actually, oh, I'll bet it's not a coincidence. These are really popular colour tones for bridal parties. Is that something you took into consideration, Helena? Or? I think she just knew. I think it was just intuitive for Helena. But I'm the kind of cool guy who on my day off reads bridal magazines to get an idea of the kind of colour tones that will be used. So these are two of the most popular colours for bridal parties, peach tones, and for mother of the brides, teal and turquoise colours. That's this season's colours. There you go. Luxury size pearls, 10mm peach pearls and 10mm teal or turquoise pearls. So, earlier on we showed you a strand of champagne pearls, similar size. I can show you those as well, because they are definitely going to work with this kind of look. You can see here the difference again between the femininity of the peach pearls and the opulence from the golden pearl essence you get on your champagne pearls. There you can see slightly greater depth of colour. These are certainly more feminine if you look at the tone. I just love the combination. I think you could almost just alternate between these and create two gorgeous pearl necklaces. You probably sell one to somebody, and then whoever's walking around with them will say, oh, do you know what? I want the other one. This happens a lot. When you go shopping with your friend, as soon as you identify something you want, they want it as well. Does this happen to you, Matt? No? No? People know not to mess with Mark when he goes shopping. Ben's nodding along. Ben's a fashionista. Nobody copies your looks, Ben. Come on. You're the only one that could pull them off. I don't mean that offensively. That's all I say. Man. He's too much of a rock star. Nobody dresses like Ben. I have to warn you, I've just heard the price of this particular pearl bundle. And no wonder I've got people multi-buying this instantly. So if you're shopping online, you can already see the price. $27.95 for 2 strands of luxury pearls. Absolutely humongous in size. This would have taken a decade to actually cultivate pearls of this size. 10 years of work and dedication would have gone in to putting these together. And I have to warn you, I'm not sure we'll be able to bring you pearls at this price going forward. It might be that we have to put a bit of a increase on the price of pearls as we move into, say, 2015, because basically new legislation has been put in place, and so it is affecting the way that pearls are cultured. Can't quite culture them as quickly to the same sizes necessarily, so you can expect to pay much higher prices in, say, 6-12 months. I don't know for a fact what the prices will be, but you know, if this is the kind of industry information that we're being told by our suppliers, we know it's going to have an impact on the prices we're going to have to charge for cultured pearls, particularly luxury pearls of this size. So if you do want to get involved, my advice would be to stock up now. You're not going to be disappointed, and come spring, when you start to receive those bridal commissions and the mother of the bride says, I need a turquoise pearl necklace, you've got them in stock, and by that point people are going to be paying twice as much for this particular mineral. So if you want to get involved, I would add it to your order right now at the star buy price of $27.95. We're going to move on. And congratulations to everybody who got hold of that. And moving into one of Mark's passions, actually, because we're now going to bring you the nuggets. So these are the organic cuts, and these are Mandarin garnets. Beautiful, aren't they? Really vivid, and I would almost say they're a tangerine tone. I know Mandarin's a colour, but I'm just thinking sometimes through the screen it doesn't look quite as it does on the back of my hand, and regular viewers will know that gemstones are going to look very different once you see them outside of the studio lights. When you see them in the flesh, they always look much more beautiful, much more vivid in terms of their colour tone, and these are absolutely out of this world. I've totally fallen in love with this strand. It's an interesting concept for me to bring you some of the Gros Chiller garnets, because of course I think, to be honest, when you're selling your designs, a lot of your customers might traditionally think of the sort of bold red wine type colours when they think of garnet. They might not necessarily think of the very bright tangerine tones, but this is where you can help to build rapport with your customer base, where you can start to explain that garnet does come in a range of colours, and sometimes you'll find that this colour is going to suit people much better than the red tone. I'm thinking of a conversation I had with, I think it was Debbie Bulford, who was saying that she never wears red, and of course she's a redhead, and she says it tends to clash, not really her colour tone, she doesn't tend to go for it, but I'm sure people can recognise that Debbie's definitely drawn to the earthier colours, a lot of sort of golden colours and smoky quartz browns, and the orange works perfectly with those. So it might actually be that this alternative variety of garnet is perfect for redheads, for example. And so there could be some people out there, January babies, who have never even thought about owning their own birthstone because they think it only comes in red. But actually, garnet is sort of a type of gemstone rather than a species, and so you do get the huge array of colours. If you think about the likes of Tsavorite garnet, for example, you get those lime greens, or, well, I was going to say the exclusive variety that the owner of the Genuine Gemstone Company recently discovered. You might have seen this on ITV. This is almost identical to that variety. Did you watch this documentary, Matt? And you saw the Tulele garnet and how exciting a discovery it was.
Beautiful. I love this. I love this colour. I mean, this is just stunning, isn't it? And I tend to put it with I've forgotten it. Tsavorite garnet, which is the green.
Gorgeous.
So these two colours together are incredible.
So it's like a
real colour pop. Beautiful.
It's like an orange orchard, isn't it? There.
Yeah, stunning.
It feels like you're being transported to Seville.
Yeah.
If you match them up. I like that idea. This is one of my theories about orange gemstones, the fact that it works with green gemstones so well. So I totally agree. Beautiful nuggets as well. They're a little bit more delicate sometimes. They're quite high impact, aren't they? But these are a little bit more delicate. They range from 3x1 to 6x1. They're all drilled, so you can easily, I mean, I'm thinking about the memory wire coming up later. You could easily set these onto the memory wire. I know it works because I've seen Mark's designs. If you want to get involved with this deal, start dialing right now. 80 carats of Mandarin garnet and... Oh! Okay, so you've got an 86 centimetre strand. Bearing in mind, this is doubled up and it's already virtually the length of my arm, so you can imagine if I had it. How far do you reckon it would go? Virtually my arm's width. Should be $17.95. We just put a crisp £5 note back in your pocket. We've taken the price down to $12.95 for 86 centimetre strand. So that's over 3/4 of a metre of Mandarin garnet. How often do you hear people sort of basing their gemstones in length instead of carat weight? That's amazing, isn't it?
Well, it does go amazingly well with as well. Is the Tanzanite?
We actually had a strand of Tanzanite on last night. We only had single figures, as you'd expect.
Yeah, but the Tanzanite chips, the two together, it looks stunning.
Actually, I believe that combination will work, because blues and golds do look fantastic together. I almost am inclined to believe that combination was created by Mother Nature. So everything about lapis lazuli and how popular it is with ancient civilizations. So it could be that blue and gold was presented to us, if you like.
Absolutely.
I'm going to leave that one with you. Don't forget, the £5 price reduction is only available for 60 minutes, so congratulations if you came to for that one. Oh, we go for number 2. OMG. Okay, I'm putting this here. Oh my goodness, that stands for. Here we go, look at this.
Ah, there we go. That's not.
I think you should have both of these. Actually, when you were saying about the Tsavorite garnet, how about that for a combination? Does that work?
Oh, God. See what I mean? It really brings out the colour, doesn't it?
It does. It really actually draws the golden hues out more than the oranges, actually. It makes it look even more high-end, if I'm honest. Okay, I don't think that I've brought chrome dioxide to the Late Show audience for quite a while. We could be going on for a few months since I've seen chrome dioxide here on the Late Show. Producer Helen has managed to find some. Very, very limited availability. We know this is one of the most sought after gemstones on the market. Designers, we've had some of our viewers receiving valuations of £200, £300, £400 when they're working with our chrome dioxide. It's so difficult to get hold of. We can only mine for it about 2 months of the year, and of course that has knock-on effects, so lower yields year on year, not just because it's difficult to get hold of, but because people are choosing to sort of mine for other gemstones instead. So as a result, we do tend to find it is actually getting more and more rare. And you know what that means? It becomes more and more sought after. So collectors want it more than ever, but it's actually rarer than ever. 135 carats of chrome dioxide, and just look at that. Again, it's a vivacious colour, isn't it? It's a bottle green there. It's difficult to associate with any other colour tone, actually, because you wouldn't find this green occurring in nature, would you? It is a very distinctive to the gemstone itself. It's a chrome dioxide green. It's almost the only way to describe it.
Kryptonite green.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So if you're a fan of sort of Marvel superheroes, then you'll understand that reference. But yeah, that's right. It looks like it comes from outer space. That's how vivid the colour tone is. Absolutely beautiful. Again, quite delicate on some of the cuts, but ranging to a larger size. So they range from 2x1 to 7x1 in size. 135 carats in total. Huge number of people flying in, but only a limited number available. And here comes your price point tonight. $14.95 for 135 carats of chrome dioxide. If you were to set this with your pearls, for example, you like that? And that way you've got the sort of peach tone, brings out the vivid nature of the chrome dioxide. You've got two very organic looks here from your pearls and your chrome dioxide. And as I say, we have had viewers who have teamed these two gemstones up, chrome dioxide in nugget form, potato pearls, and they have received valuations of over £200 for these for this particular combination. So it could be a fantastic profit maker for you. And I'll tell you, the reason that our customer said that the actual jeweller gave for that valuation was that he'd never had the opportunity to sell chrome dioxide in his jewellers. So just goes to show how rare it is. Somebody who's been in business for 25, 30 years in the industry, and he'd never actually seen chrome dioxide. So there you go. We can bring it to you for $14.95, so congratulations if you got involved with that deal. Moving on, and we're going to bring you labradorite. Still making a huge impact with jewellery designers, jewellery makers, and that's probably a gemstone that we've been quite successful in sourcing from day one here at JewelleryMaker. We've certainly always had labradorite as long as I've been involved with the channel, and it's always been popular. We know that, of course, because we are starting now to think about what might become this year's favourite gemstone. I'm pretty sure the voting will start in December for the award ceremony, the annual award ceremony. Of course, labradorite has won the last 2 years. Wow, look at that. Because those faceted edges, you get very definitive labradorescence on the surface of the gemstone. Look at that. That's like a lemon tone. You don't see that colour very often in your labradorite.
Pyrite orange, pyrite yellow to it.
Yeah. Like, oh, remember that lemon gold pyrite, the really bright.
Yes.
So it looks like that, doesn't it? Yeah, that's what it is.
Yes.
Yeah, fantastic. Really exciting when you see these variations in the colours. I mean, I think any optical effect is going to excite jewellery enthusiasts.
I think we should plan an optical show for the new year. Just save and stockpile all the optical stones and have a really amazing show.
I'll let you discuss that with the buying team, Mark. But it's a great idea, isn't it? Imagine that whole show of gemstones.
Tiger's eyes and labradorites, and moonstones, and
the funny thing about optical stones is, as well, just as you read that list out, they often tend to be unisex stones as well.
They do, yes.
So labradorite, tiger's eye, moonstone.
Absolutely.
You definitely find the gents and the ladies admiring those gemstones. It's just probably because when you see that colour play or that slight optical phenomenon, you fall in love with the gemstone, you want to own the piece of jewellery. It has that luxury feel sort of sewn up for you. You don't have to justify the price point. People want that gemstone in their collection. Here, you've got 130 carats of labradorite. What I love about this particular strand is the irregularity in the size and the shape. So you can see one here that's almost sort of an arrowhead or a triangular shaped. Right next to that you've got a sort of, well, completely irregular sort of prism shape there, trapezoid shapes, squares. I mean, they've been classified as nuggets, and that does pretty much sum up the organic quality of the shapes, but I just think it's going to give a different dynamic to the kind of jewellery you can create. Actually, you could use these as cufflink designs quite beautifully, because you know, you don't have to have any uniformity on what holds your together, do you? Absolutely not. They range in size from 9x7 to 14x8. A lot of people coming through for this one. And it does come from our Gems of Distinction range. Once again, 1/3 of a metre of labradorite here. Look at that. Look at that. So currently available for $14.95, but that's not your price point. For the next 60 minutes, we're going to take this down to a clearance price to make it as accessible as possible and give you an opportunity to benefit from our 1 P&P per day. We've just taken this under £10. We've already put a crisp £5 note back in your pocket. So if you got this and the previous item, you've already saved yourself £10. I would definitely be putting that towards my memory wire bundle later on in the show. $9.95. Don't forget, these price reductions are available for 60 minutes only, and then they'll go back up to the original price of $14.95. Already incredible value. Moving on. Okay, sorry. This is a treble deal of green onyx. So this is quite interesting because, again, you've got a completely different colour tone when it comes to your greens here. So we saw that sort of bottle green from the chrome dioxide. This is more of a sort of forest green from your onyx. And if you're not on the phone lines early, I expect you to miss out on this deal. Onyx, another quite well known gemstone. Traditionally, I think people are used to seeing it in the jet black variety, because that's how the high-end designers tend to use it. They tend to set it alongside 9 carat or 18 carat gold as an accent stone. I mean, I'm talking about the likes of Cartier and Gucci, Chopard's. They use black onyx for that reason, to add that dramatic depth alongside the golden tones. But this is the whole point for me of being a jewellery designer, of introducing your customer base to the alternative varieties of these gemstones, and I suppose putting them in context, really, because people haven't seen necessarily sort of experienced green onyx previously. Once you start to put them into a cohesive design, that's when people will fall in love with them. That's when they'll grow in popularity. Here we have sort of listened to your requests, because we get a lot of people saying, can they have the same gemstone but in a variety of different cuts and shapes? That's what we've got for you as part of this particular bundle. So we've got your traditional top drilled drops, and we know that those are perfect as accent stones or for your classic sets of jewellery, but also for more experimental motifs. So they could be used as petals or even leaves. I mean, they're perfect as leaves, aren't they? Think about a tiara design with
dragonfly wings.
Dragon wings. Butterflies and dragonflies are very popular, as well as flowers and hearts, aren't they?
Yeah, they're massive.
Absolutely. And then you've got these little faceted wheels. So they do have a flat base, but they still have the cylindrical shape. And faceted edge as well, so when the light catches these gemstones, you will get that beautiful play of light. And then we've got your Rondelles. Polished finish to these Rondelles. Absolutely gorgeous. I love that depth of colour there. Almost like an emerald green tone from the 3 strands, all from our Gems of Distinction range. As I say, people will be aware of Onyx, but they might not have experienced it in this beautiful green tone previously. If you want to get involved, you know what to do. Start dialing that free phone number. This is going to prove to be a massive money maker for you, because pretty much all of these gemstones are either going to be used to make an impact or make other gemstones go that little bit further within your design. So can't go wrong if you're investing in this bundle, which a lot of you are. If you're placing it in your basket, you need to check out to avoid disappointment. We are looking at over 200 carats of green onyx on this particular deal. And here comes your price point, less than £5 per strand. All from our Gems of Distinction range. Wow. I mean, I remember when we first got the Gems of Distinction range in stock, and I think you probably would have been looking at £9.95, £11.95 for the droplets alone. We didn't have this range of cuts at that point either. We launched with the top drill drops, definitely, I remember that. And they were probably around about £14.95, weren't they? I hope I'm not.
No.
And of course, your loyal custom. We can invest more heavily in the strands. We can negotiate lower prices, less than £5 per strand this evening. And of course, the bundling process does make a difference to that, because it creates a wholesale opportunity. If you want to get involved, start dialing that free phone number. If you've got it placed in your basket, make sure you check out to avoid disappointment. We're going to move on. We want to fit as many deals as we can in this evening. Oh, now this is a particular strand that everyone was getting excited about before the show.
Is this the Opal?
It is indeed, Mark knows the one. We were all sort of like aghast, weren't we, when we were looking at the product.
Incredible.
This is some of the finest quality Opal we've ever seen. Now, Helena and Mark work on the Designer Inspiration show, and I see a lot of Opal on the show. It's quite rare for us to have it on the late show. And it's Becky's favourite gemstone. Presenter Becky loves Opal, so we tend to find a lot of it on the late show. So you guys have experienced the pinfire quite a lot, which is rare for me. And even you were taken aback with the quality, weren't you?
Completely. I've never seen an Opal strand like it.
And you were saying that to find a faceted strand is quite rare as well.
I've never seen it faceted. No.
Ticking boxes left, right and centre for jewellery designers.
I would imagine it would be quite difficult to facet Opal anyway, wouldn't it? Is it quite
yeah, because it has a lattice structure, so you'd think to facet it, you could potentially crack or damage the stone. So it could be sort of risk of wastage rather than a definite, but...
Wow. I can see that from the greens and turquoises I can see from over here.
They're
incredible.
exquisite, aren't they?
And there's vivid sort of peachy red colours as well, I'm seeing.
Yeah, it almost looks, for me, it almost feels like marmalade tones. That's how I describe them. I hope it's coming through on screen, because, as ever, it's quite frustrating for us when we're all sort of falling in love with a particular strand and we can't demonstrate the optical effect. We haven't got a recording of it. There you go. So you definitely see that colour play now. Regular viewers will already be well aware of the effect the studio lights has on the optical effect of a gemstone. But if you are new to us, trust me, this is never a clear indication of what you're going to receive. It's always going to look better in the flesh. So use that 30-day money-back guarantee, and of course at the moment that's been extended right up until January, so that is a risk-free shopping experience. And of course, if you're an October baby and you want to treat yourself, this is your birthstone. So a fantastic way for you to create something for yourself. I think sometimes when people start to sell their designs, they forget about the love they had for their hobby. You start to think about, you know, turnover and you know, when's the next craft fair? Have we got enough jewellery? Those kind of things. And those are the commercial realities of selling your designs. But I presume most people fall in love with jewellery making because they get to create beautiful jewellery for themselves to expand their own collection. So maybe that's something that you should think about as we do come into the Christmas period. You've got to treat yourself as well. These particular faceted rondelles of Opal range in size from 4x1 to 6x3, giving you 25 carats in total. I mean, it's just unbelievable how flat the studio lights can make it look, because it's coming to life, isn't it, in the flesh?
Such a shame.
It's currently available for £34.95. That's less than £1.50 a carat or something like that. The mind boggles.
We've got the pink arrow. Somebody's
already texted in. It's Bertha, regular viewer from Colorado. Says, hi Ed, I've been following Ethiopian Opal almost since it hit the market. I can't believe the quality JM has at that price. Wow. I should really learn how to read. That would be really helpful. We've just taken under £30.
I know.
It's a shame that you're here. That's what you mean.
Well, it's a shame that the viewers can't see what we see.
Oh, the pin fight.
It really is frustrating, isn't it?
Absolutely. Does my head in, Mark.
I can imagine.
If I'm honest with you. But yes, it does look a little bit flat on screen, but you can trust us. And if it doesn't do everything that you want it to do when you get it home, as I say, you've got until January to send it back. I mean, that one, you can't believe that you won't be able to see the colours on that one. Actually, do you know what? I can't see, when I look at it, I can't see any white.
No.
There's so much colour play. So it's surprising that the studio lights can have such an effect. I'm definitely getting the colours. Oh yes, there we go. Now we're seeing the oranges and the peaches, even the lime greens coming through as well. So there you go. I'm surprised that we can't see it on every gemstone, but there we go. We did manage to capture a little bit. You can definitely trust us, and the price reduction will be available for 60 minutes only, I'm afraid. I mean, at $34.95 for one of the rarest gemstones available, you know you're onto a winner. But the recording's definitely more similar to the look you're going to see when you get this home. We've got another double deal for you now, and it's another classic combination of those peach tones, really, but two different extremes of it. So you've got the very subtle feminine peach tones from your Moonstone, and then the very vivid, almost sort of apricot hues from your cultured pearls. They're 8x7mm, so again, slight elongation in the size, not going to affect your designs. If anything, it's going to show people that they are genuine pearls as opposed to faux pearls. Probably one of the most imitated minerals on the market. Would you agree with that, Mark?
Yeah, without a doubt.
Absolutely, I think. And also, if you look on the high street, the prices people want you to pay, for faux pearls, it's extortionate.
Experience on my stall has shown that Peach Moonstone is more popular than Sunstone, I'm finding. But I think it's the romance behind it, and even though it's a different colour to the white, it's still June's birthstone, isn't it? So,
do you think it's because people have sort of heard of Moonstone more regularly? I think it's just greater awareness, basically, than of Moonstones.
That's incredible. That's incredible.
It's fantastic, isn't it? Again,
gosh.
You know, it might be that. Do you know what? People with birthdays in the summer months might be a little bit overlooked when it comes to Christmas for jewellery, because they might think, oh, you know, it's not their birthday at this time of year.
Yes, yeah.
So they might buy them something different. But of course, you can buy people their birthstone any time of year. It doesn't have to be for their birthday.
No, that's right.
I mean, this would be a fantastic gift for a June baby for Christmas, because you've got both of their birthstones in one design. The colour tones are beautifully complementary. I actually love the way that you seem to be getting both effects at once. So the pearls are giving the more subtle tones a bit of a lift, and the peach moonstone is almost toning down the apricot hues from the pearls. I suppose it depends what kind of ratios you use them in. So if you use more pearls, it's going to draw the colours out of the moonstone. If you use more peach moon, it's going to tone it down, I guess. Does that sound right? Or
no, spot on. I can't get over that moonstone.
Yeah, again, fantastic optical effect, but it's a bit more subtle. It's not so in your face. No. It's just a subtle shimmer, which just, I think, is going to make the piece of jewellery look a little more luxurious, and almost creates that enigmatic quality that we're looking for from genuine gemstones. That's the way I would describe it. A fantastic double deal here. Not only do the colours complement each other perfectly, but they are both June's birthstones. So it could be a perfect way to create sales or gifts, because I know that there's going to be a lot of people who maybe aren't quite at the level where they want to sell their designs, but they're confident enough to start to give them as gifts over the Christmas period. This might be your first year of jewellery making as a hobby, and this might be your way to maybe, I'm not suggesting for 1 second that you would be using this to save money on your Christmas gifts at all. But I actually think it's more about the thought that goes into a gift than the money that's spent, surely. I don't care how much
Oh,
money.
and the fact that you're making something, you're taking time from busy schedules, and you're putting your heart and soul into it. I think that means more than any monetary value.
I think putting your own thought and personality into a gift means more than any amount of money anyone can spend on me. If I knew that they thought about what my birthstone was, they'd invested time. You know, after going to work all day, they come home, they sit down to make me a Christmas gift. That, I think, is a really powerful concept. $14.95, that works out at £7.50 a strand for cultured pearls and Peach Moonstone, both of June's birthstones in one bundle there. Incredible value. We are going to move on. Ben, am I right in thinking that you're a June baby?
I am.
Ah, okay. I can see you celebrating there. Ah, that's really useful. Sorry, the knot was undone at the end of the pearls, so they've all gone flying everywhere. I won't be able to do that. Oh, is this the start by? Start by time. Welcome back to Thanks, Ben, that's really helpful. Thanks, Pete, that actually is helpful. Cheers. Okay, so we've got another pearl bundle here. Okay, the knot was undone at the end of the strand, so they all just went flying. I think Pete was just trying to stitch me up there, he undid it. So that when no, I'm joking, it was an accident, my apologies. So there we go. So another combination of pearls here. We're featuring these heavily as we move towards the end of the year because, as I say, we're expecting to see a bit of a hike in the price of cultured pearls as we move into 2015. We know this is going to have an impact for a lot of jewellery designers, whether you do create sort of contemporary designs that you sell for pocket money prices, or whether you're at the other end of the scale and you create, you know, three-figure sums for bridal wear, for example. Pearls are an ever-present. They're perfect for so many different genres and styles of jewellery making that we know jewellery makers need to stock up on them. This is the time to do it. I don't know how many more deliveries we're going to be having before Christmas, and I don't know what the price of pearls will be in 6 months' time. So for me, my advice would be to stock up where you can, and these are gorgeous. They're going to go with virtually any other gemstone, but as a combination, they're very, very feminine, very... I think that the difference between being feminine and being sort of quite funky is a fine line, really, because it depends what you match them up with. Because if you put these pearls alongside rose quartz, they would look very feminine, luxurious, but alongside perhaps like chalcedony, something like that, they could actually look very contemporary because of the colour tone. So,
okay,
I'm not going to say it again.
I would put them with the Mandarin Garnet.
Oh, really? Both strands?
Yeah.
Oh. Do you know what? I think Cheryl will be phoning up for that design, Matt.
I was channeling her.
Actually, now I see them together, that is
look at
beautiful.
That. Isn't that just beautiful?
It's going to get you noticed. That's what I say about
that combination. Amazing.
It's gorgeous, isn't it? And it's the kind of combination as well that some people might be a little bit nervous about working with as well. They might think, oh, you've got to be conservative. But I think the more outlandish, the better for some people.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a gorgeous
Live
combination.
colour to the full is going to be my motto next year.
I like that.
Do you like that?
I like it.
I'll be using it on a lot of shows just to warn the viewers.
It sounds like it could be almost a range of jewellery, actually, doesn't it? Yeah. Speak to Gems TV. No, I love that combination. That's a great idea. But I mean, traditionally, the purples and the pinks are always going to work, aren't they? I mean, they're very, very closely related. But also here, you've got a very solid colour tone. You've got a hot pink shade from these particular pearls, which are 8 by 7 millimeters in size. In fact, they're described as shocking pink. And then actually, I agree with the colour classification. Can you believe it? Plum cultured pearls. I think I'll go along with that. They do have that quality to them, that saturation of colour that you might associate with plum. Almost like an amethyst purple, I suppose. And those are slightly smaller. They're a little bit more dainty. They're 7 by 6 mil. And again, we have fantastic value for you on your cultured pearls. Of course, as we know, one of the fastest selling gemstone strands here at JewelleryMaker, cultured pearls. I know that labradorite has been our favourite gemstone. I know where Mark's vote lies for this year's gemstone of choice, but I suppose pearls would be everybody's second favourite, because they're the ultimate accents. Right. So no matter what your favourite gemstone is, you always find that it's going to work if you put it alongside pearls. You always know that your pearl jewellery is going to be a big seller. And this particular combination, as I say, will lend itself to high-end, feminine, luxury jewellery, but also everyday, contemporary, sort of funky designs. Maybe you're already starting to think about your Glastonbury jewellery because you got your ticket last week or something like that. Yeah. I'm too old for these events anymore, so I'm just depressed. So are you starting to think about what you might wear to Glastonbury already? Helena's already going.
Helena's going?
Oh, Helena's going. They're all going.
They're all going.
They're all young, cool dudes, aren't they? Ben's probably playing. You on the bill?
I can't say anything. I can't say a word.
He'll be there. I think I might have just realised something I didn't mean to. Okay. We better move on to the star buy. Sorry, Ben. Hot pinks and your amethyst pearls. $11.95 for this particular deal. So it works out £6 a strand for genuine cultured pearls. We've already been sort of boasting about the competitive nature of our pearl prices, and that's when we had one strand for $19.95. Now I can bring you two strands for $11.95. That's not to detract from the previous price points, because of course those were a little bit larger, but to bring you two strands of pearls for less than £6 each, that is absolutely out of this world. Oh, have you been working with pearls throughout this hour, Mark?
I've been working with the champagne pearls from the
okay,
earlier star buy.
I see, okay, I can show you those actually. Yeah. Again, it would be a fantastic combination, wouldn't it, with this particular bundle. So we can actually bring you a little bit of inspirations, because Mark's been...
pass it across?
Yes, absolutely. Fantastic, thank you. Now.
Well, this evening I was determined to have a chip-free evening.
Right, okay.
Because we've got DVDs and things coming up in the pipeline, so I thought I have something to... So this evening are my other three loves. So we're going to have macrame, we're going to have gizmo coiling, and we're going to have kumihimo.
Okay, great. This is fantastic.
So this is the gizmo coiling, which I just love with the pearls.
It's just a great way as well to exhibit a gemstone, to make it the mainstay of the design, isn't it? Because you get the texture and your detailing from the technique, from the wire. Yeah, that's right. And it just allows the gemstone to be a standalone, if you like. That's right. So you could easily do this with your baby pink wire or your purple wire and use these pearls in place. Yeah. Fantastic. There you go. If you do want to add this particular bundle to your order, it is a star buy opportunity and it's available for $11.95, but only for the next 6 minutes. I mean, look at that there. In that recording, you can really appreciate the pearl essence and the way the pearls bring a certain quality and sophistication to your design. If you want to get involved with that deal, as I say, it is available for the next 60 minutes, but at that point it will drop off the timer, so you won't be able to add it to your order. Coming up in the next hour of the show, we have premiere launches, brand new strands to bring you, as well as a lot more bargains. So don't move a muscle, and we'll be back in 2.
As peace of mind for your Christmas shopping, any purchase you make from now until Christmas can be returned to us until the 31st of January 2015. JewelleryMaker ships to the following countries. We offer 2 delivery services, standard and premium. So wherever you are in the world, JewelleryMaker are never far away.
Today I've been on Mark's Chips and Nuggets. It's been amazing. I've had a great day, I've got lots of nice things to take home, and it's not even over yet. And one thing that really impresses me is the value. I get a full set of gems, I get the wires. Mark's been really very, very helpful today. I don't have that much experience and I'm going away feeling very, very confident.
Join guest designer Liz Welsh as she guides you through how to make beads using friendly plastic. Liz will teach you how to make an array of different shapes and patterns, including round beads, wrapped and tubular beads. This DVD is packed full of inspiration and helpful hints and tips. So, to get your hands on a copy, contact our call centre on 0800 644 655.
I like the fact that it's a really versatile medium, that you can, you've got no restrictions with it. You can create lots of organic designs, but you can also create a really structural designs as well if you want to. You can mix it with all of your different techniques. You can mix it with polymer clay, with kumihimo, with macrame, and it's just so versatile. You can just do so much, and there's just no limit with it.
Join resident designer Sheila for our Bridal Headwear for Beginners DVD. Sheila will guide you through an array of beautiful bridal designs, including a pearl tiara, the star hair cone, a twisted spiral tiara, and much more. This DVD is packed full of inspiration and helpful hints and tips. To get your hands on a copy, contact our call centre on 0800 644 655.
Welcome back to the Late Show here on JewelleryMaker. My name's Ed. Very exciting evening we have for you because we're joined by Mark. And I've said that the worst possible time because Pete was just leaning past camera 3. So Mark Smith is joining us throughout the evening, already provided us with an inspirational design. Are you admiring these? No, I don't see why not. Can Mark work with these? Yeah, producers up for that. Yeah, absolutely.
I did see those as we were prepping for the show.
I remember you were excited by them actually at the time. So these are your 10mm faceted rounds of smoky quartz. So you know they're going to be popular.
Wow.
Is it their versatility that makes them so popular for you, Mark? Or?
I always revert to something that Debbie Bolford once said when I not soon after I joined JewelleryMaker, and it's always stuck in my head that smoky quartz goes with everything.
Yes.
Completely. Every other gemstone smoky quartz goes with, and I love it. I just adore it. And it's a stone that gents chaps can wear as well, which is really handy. It's
absolutely.
Really nice. Yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
This is a really romantic colour as well. It's not a dark, vivid brown. No, it's not a light, clear.
Chocolate brown, is it? It has got almost a golden hue to it. Yeah, no, I totally agree. It's a little more subtle. Does that? I've heard it talked about by a multitude of designers saying about how versatile it is, how it goes to so many things. And I suppose the slightly more subdued colour saturation allows you to use it in that way to tone designs down. This
to me is archetypal smoky quartz, isn't it? It's that inner, I don't know.
Yeah, no, I understand exactly what you mean because the colour tone epitomises the name. Sometimes when you look at smoky quartz, you think, shouldn't that be chocolate quartz?
Yes, that's right.
Because of the depth of colour. I've just noticed that once again, because last time we were on, we had the pink theme. We're both wearing blues and browns, aren't we, tonight? There you go. It's just intuition. It's telepathic. There was no email. 250 carat smoky quartz. The only reason I say that is because as these are 10mm rounds, you could probably use these as cufflinks.
Absolutely.
There you go.
Spot on.
Worked perfectly in my buttonhole, actually. There you go. Or earring designs, I suppose, because again, heavily faceted, so something with a bit of movement will help the light
an
to
inch
catch.
long piece of chain, just with one drop at the bottom.
And again, the other thing is we talked about their versatility with other gemstones, metallic tones as well. Works with silver, yellow gold, antique, copper. There's no metal you can't put with your smoky quartz, is there? So this is one of the reasons it's so popular, and I think this is one of the key indications that we're onto a winner as a jewellery designer. If you're looking at this and you've got multiple designs in mind, you know this is the kind of strand you should be adding to your order. You know that this is the kind of item that will help you to create profitable jewellery, and just look at the way it's twinkling. It's not even sparkling.
That's the word I was looking for. That was the word.
Yeah?
Yeah, twinkling. Got it there. Dead on.
I'm on fire. Okay, this is a premiere strand, so we've never brought this to screen prior to this evening. This is its premiere launch.
Premiere. Wow. Excellent.
I'm always excited because sometimes we have items that have been launched on the morning show and we're giving them the late show premiere, but this has never been seen before, and bearing in mind Smoky Quartz popularity and its versatility, you know it's going to be a popular one. In fact, probably got about 10 people with it placed in their baskets already, so you know what to do. Check out, we'll start dialing the free phone, and we are going to give you an exclusive launch price this evening of under £10 for over 250 carats of faceted smoky quartz. Unheard of from other suppliers, but that's what we do here at JewelleryMaker, and it really is the sort of ethos of the entire company. So we're part of an umbrella company known as the Genuine Gemstone Company, and the whole idea is to make genuine gemstones more accessible, and to step away from the idea that only the elite or only people who can afford luxury jewellery can add these gemstones to their collection. Maybe there are people out there who have been jewellery designers for 10 years and they've always had to use cut glass. Now you can same gemstones that are being used by not just the high street jewellers but some of the biggest jewellery designers on the planet, and of course you don't just have to use the organic cuts. You can use these uniformed, faceted rounds, just like a master jeweller would use, to create the exact same look, or of course, bespoke looks of your own. Under £10 for over 250 carats. You can't go wrong with this strand. And again, if you did want to keep it quite simple, if you did want to expand the range of jewellery that you're going to be able to put together as you start to sell your designs over the Christmas period, you could just keep these simple again, couldn't you, and just create. I'm thinking about the champagne pearls actually, if I'm honest, because these are 10mm rounds. The champagne pearls were 10mm rounds. The golden tone that you're getting from this smoky quartz with the pearlescence of the champagne pearls. Sorry, I've just ruined Mark's design, I think.
We have it, we're on the same wavelength. Okay,
brilliant, because I'm thinking on a, even just on a headpin, those two, amazing. On a pair of, I'm thinking gold shepherdets, but I know they'd work on silver as well. I mean, that is your Christmas do earrings.
Yeah.
People, when I'm off camera, you won't be able to see me celebrating when a designer agrees with my design ideas, because I go,
you do a power
I'm
grab.
so sad.
Vicky calls it a power grab.
Is it a power grab?
Yeah.
Ooh, the power grab. I like it. It's £9.95, flying out the door. And we are going to move on to another deal. As we do, I'm going to pass this strand over to Mark, and we'll get some inspiration with this strand later in the evening. So congratulations if you got hold of that, and we will provide you with a little inspiration. There you go. Amazing.
Gosh.
Oh. Now, if I remember from when we were putting together the show earlier on this afternoon, Mark, this might be another item that has taken your fancy.
There was a lot today that I would have liked.
I'm not being funny. For me, instantly, I'm thinking, I can see a sort of cobweb, but I can also see a floral pattern. They have, Helena's saying that it suggests sort of dream catcher.
Well, I'm thinking if anyone's recently managed to buy some of our amazing feathers that we've started stocking.
Yes.
As you said, I've seen some amazing earrings actually that nearly touch your waist. Just feathers and chains and all sorts of things. Yeah, so they'd be amazing.
Almost have a sort of Native American quality to them, don't they? Yeah, absolutely.
Wow.
I pity the fool who doesn't buy my feathers. But what I will say about this particular finding, there's so much going on. The level of detail in the metalwork, and it opens itself up to so many different designs, because you could almost encrust this.
You could thread beads on all of those little gaps.
The Rondelles.
Yeah.
I mean, if you think about some of the gemstones we had last night, like ruby Rondelles, we had Tanzanite, we had Mandarin Garnet again in Rondelles. I mean, imagine the kind of sort of almost mosaic type quality you could create using those high-end designs. But I should just be clear, you don't get one of these, you get 3. So you're getting 3 of these. I mean, they're very sizable. They're 48 by 40 millimetres in size. You get I'm just going to hold one for a second, sorry. You get this very, very sizable bale. So, I mean, even the Kumihimo sort of necklines would fit through that, no problem. Paracords, that kind of thing would still fit through it. You might want to go for more of a classic look and use a chain because you've got that delicate metal work. But as I say, you get 3. Now, the other interesting thing about the design is that you've got 5 chandelier loops, should we call them? Is that accurate?
Yeah, I like that. Yeah.
So you get these little loops to create that sort of chandelier or cascading style, whether you're using varying lengths of chain or whether you just want to keep it simple and use statement gemstones on the end of those. The world is really your oyster when it comes to this particular finding because there's so much going on and you get 3 of them. So you can't go wrong, can you? And look at that.
See, I'd be buying 2 packs by now and I'd take the
Well, you
bales.
would when you see the price mark. I just heard it in my ear.
Oh, okay.
You're going to be shocked. Mark's only looking angry because he's here and not able to phone up. Honestly, I've been to a few independent craft shops recently just to get an idea of the kind of value. Because when you're talking about the value, it's easy to say it, but you want to put it in context. I mean, going to a few independent craft shops, it's rare that you ever find 95 sterling silver findings in there, and for their sort of silver-plated copper finds, I mean, you could be looking at paying more than £10 for one of these, let alone £9.95 for 3. And I'm not, you know, trying to detract from what they do. Obviously, it's a completely different market, and you know their buying power is not the same as ours. So I understand, you know, they have to make ends meet. So I'm not having a go at them, but I'm just saying the value that we are offering is astounding. Even when you work in the building, you're sort of desensitized to it. I can imagine if somebody's been walking around a few bead shops today and they've just come across our channel, they're going to be on the free phone number because that is incredible, isn't it? And you haven't had to spend petrol, you haven't had to pay for car parking. Don't get me started on car parking.
Okay.
What else are they going to do with that bit of land? I don't understand. I don't understand why we can't just park on it. I'll pay £2.95 for my P&P. I do not like car parking payments. I've actually been to a nice little quaint town today and I drove past three different sort of bead shops, crafting shops, haberdashery shops, and there's no way that you'd get this kind of value elsewhere. I mean,
they're amazing. Man, imagine just having one either side with 5 multi-strand necklace and just use them as, you know what I mean? Yeah. And
now this is the beauty of having an expert designer on the show, because sometimes I pigeonhole the item a little bit and think about it from its description. But of course, if you're more talented designer, you start to think of the opportunities. There's no reason you have to use this as a pen.
No, I'll
use
take
it as
the
a
bales
connector.
off. Yeah, I'll take the bales off and use them in my Kumihimo pieces, and then just use those as multi-strand connectors.
Fantastic. Well, there are a huge number of people multi-buying this, so congratulations, Barbara, you've got 2. Byron, West Midlands, you've got 3. Michelle, you've got 2. Lots of people coming through to multi-buy that particular item, and at that particular price of under £10.
Do we have many in stock?
Oh, half the stock's already been allocated, so probably got another 10 of them going through baskets. But I'll tell you what, Mark, I'll hand them over to you because you admired them so much. Do you want to include them in
I'd love to.
design? There you go then. We're not going to be handing back much to the warehouse tonight, are we? Once Mark. But you know what? That's what we're all about here at JewelleryMaker. Not just giving you the best value and throwing deals at you. We're also about inspiring your design. So might just be a technique that you want to incorporate into your design. Mark will take you through it, and of course if you've got any questions for Mark, text through. The number you need is 60777 and start your text with the phrase JM Studio. So there you go. Oh, congratulations to Rachel as well. You just got 3 of those. That's where you just come through.
That's savvy buying, isn't it?
Well, that's the way to do it, I think. You're only paying 1 P&P, so you might as well get as many as you can.
Wow.
We are going to move on. Where to, sorry? Ooh. No. You might as well just put your hand out now. You're gonna want it. It's another premiere launch.
I thought we had another size.
Oh, do you know what I like about these? These don't look sort of traditionally round cut. they almost look like the star cuts. I think it's just where the facets are in place. They are intended to be faceted rounds, but
yes, they are. They're larger facets, aren't they?
Yeah, that's what it is.
They are. Yeah, they're the different faceting.
That's what it is.
Yes.
Mark's worked it out. So larger facets on the surface of the gemstone almost gives it a different dynamic. I imagine
these are hexagonal on the larger,
and these
you've
are
got
diamond shaped. Yeah,
wow,
absolutely. So. And that does affect the look
they
and the
look
way
amazing,
the light
actually.
plays.
If you have one of each size on an earring, you get different shards of light sending off. That would be amazing.
I love it. And again, you've got that more subtle, almost golden tone coming through from the smoke.
Out of the cuts, I think I prefer this one. The diamond cuts.
It's gorgeous, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because the light really almost reflects off it. So it's almost like a luster, even though you've got the more clarity from this variety of smoky quartz, you're almost getting that luster, that little twinkle.
This is phenomenally clear, smoky quartz. Both of them, aren't they?
Even director Ollie, when he was looking at them earlier, didn't he say, oh, you don't normally get clarity like that?
No.
So, I mean, this is impressing people throughout the company, I have to say. I mean, oh, look at that. Almost got a little spectrum of colour on some of the facets. That's amazing. 8mm and stuff. It just sent a shudder up Mark's spine. I saw that little shudder.
God.
There you go. That just goes to show when it's having that kind of effect on your expert designer, you know you're on to a winner. You know this is going to attract a lot of attention. You can start dialing the second the graphics hit the screen, even before we release the exclusive launch price. In fact, we've had a text from one of our customers getting involved with the show. I like it. It's the way to do it. Chris has texted in just down the road in the West Midlands and said, hi Ed and Mark, went to the Big Bead show at Sandown Park a couple of weeks ago, but didn't buy anything. Gems 2 or 3 times more than JM price. I'm assuming that is.
Yeah.
I do that all the time.
I've seen messages on Facebook about that sort of thing as well.
Really? Imagine making the effort to go along to somewhere that's advertising to give you incredible deals, and then you just think, oh, I could have got cheaper prices from my armchair. And as I say, to get to Sandown, you've got to pay petrol. I bet they charge you for parking. They always do. I'm so bitter.
Have you got a parking fine or something?
Oh, just
in general.
I'm just a skinflint. I don't like paying for things. I don't see what else they're going to do with a bit of wasteland that's council owned.
Oh no.
The taxpayer pay for it to be maintained anyway. You pay your road tax. Everywhere you drive, they want a £5 note off you for parking. It's only £2.95 a P&P. I'm very passionate about this. I'm thinking about becoming an MP.
I'll go for it.
Don't even think about texting in about whether I should become an MP. I already know I shouldn't. Again, we've got about 10, maybe more people with this space in their basket. You've got to be checking out because people are coming through on the free phone number to multi-buy. So congratulations to Diane, you've got 2. Louise, you've got 2. Anonymous buyers who are taking more than one strand of smoky quartz as well. And I'm not surprised when you see the quality of this. There's no way anybody's going to be sending this back. But if it doesn't suit your designs, we have extended our money back guarantee right up until January. So there is no risk involved with shopping from us here at JewelleryMaker. Second you see something you like the look of, get on that free phone number. Here comes your exclusive launch price for smoky quartz tonight, less than £10, $8.95 for 150 carats of key quartz. Take that, Sandown Bead Park, whatever you are. $8.95 for 150 carats. Lots of people coming through now. We have actually created a bit of a queue on our free phone number, so it's only around about 60 seconds, so nothing to worry about, less than a minute in fact, and you will be answered by one of our help team. You'll be answered in the order in which you dial, so first come first serve, as with all of our deals tonight, and that includes the memory wire bundle, the agate slabs we're launching at the end of the oh, I'll tell you what.
I know, I was just going to say that. Isn't that funny? Perfect. Absolutely perfect.
Me and Mark are on the same wavelength tonight, aren't we? I like that. Oh, that.
Just one of those in between. Oh, that's a bit heavy, but
why not? Some people really prefer the gem heavy looks, don't they? I mean, that just to break up the slabs, make it
amazing.
Love that combination. Okay, so that's coming up at the end of the show, probably around about 10 to 9 this evening. But don't panic about that. We've got premiere launches and bargains galore right up until 9 PM. I feel bad if I don't offer Mark this strand as well. Is that alright? God. Because you're doing the 10 mil, they need to be together, don't they? The 10 and the 8
they're beautiful.
If you've got both of those strands, don't panic, because we will inspire you later in the show. Just handing them over to Mark. Amazingly, another star buy has crept up on me, so let's do it. Welcome back to the Late Show here on JewelleryMaker. Time for another star buy, and it's another premiere launch. We're overloaded with premiere launches this evening, and this is a gemstone that, again, we don't see every day here at JewelleryMaker. Again, I don't think I can remember the last time we had a strand of Serpentine on the Late Show. Certainly a couple of months since we've seen it, and I don't think we've ever launched a premiere strand in the 12 months that we've been running the Late Show. So this is a really impressive opportunity, and you actually get 450 carats, so ridiculous carat weight, almost unfathomable. But when you see the size of the gemstones, you'll understand why, and it's just gorgeous. It will work in so many different designs. Again, hugely versatile and eclectic because of the quite neutral tones that you get from Serpentine. Look at this. Almost a sort of citrusy tone, if you like. Love it. Every single gemstone completely individual, thanks to the banding that you've got there. It's almost a sort of like mint green and lemon or something like that. I can't. Yeah, apple blossom's a good description. It's difficult to place, isn't it? Because it's such a swirl of colour. It's not one distinctive colour. But yeah, apple blossom's a good way to describe it.
This was sales manager Scott's favourite strand of the evening.
Really?
He loved it. Yeah.
Ah, now that doesn't surprise me actually, because it is so different to everything else we see. I mean, you can imagine just some simple wire wrapping on the surface just to create your own little flourish. Actually, that's almost like this.
Yeah.
Although I didn't make these, Sue made these, so thank you, Sue. But, you know, just you can create a bit of detailing on the surface of it. Oh, Mark's hit on a winner here. We were placing them alongside the turquoise tones before, but alongside this apple green tone.
What an amazing night we're having this evening.
There's so much fantastic product in the show, we can't really go wrong.
A fab time.
Everything you pick up goes with everything else, so you just can't go wrong to that. Look at that. Oh, and then you're almost sort of imitating Mother Nature, because you've got the bark of the tree and the blossom and the leaves as well. Ah. I want to see that design right now. So would you use the smoky quartz on the neckline and one of these as a pendant, or?
No, just intersperse them as we're going to do with the slabs. Yeah, absolutely.
Fantastic.
Wow.
I love that. And I like the idea of having two completely different finishes on your gemstones in the design as well. So if you've got a heavily faceted gemstone, having a polished slab like this really helps to sort of draw the attention to the faceted gemstones, doesn't it? Because it's a little more subtle. Huge surface area as well, so if you did want to create a little more detailing on your design, then you can, as I described. And again, the neutrality of the colour tone will work with a variety of different metallic shades as well, so you just can't go wrong here. Actually, you do get your little spacer beads. Those are going to be, say, 4mm rounds that they've placed in between. It almost looks like Amazonite, but I'm guessing it's Serpentine as well. Beautiful colour tone. And I love the irregularity, not just in the banding, but in the actual shapes of each slab as well. So you can see these sort of trapezoids. You've got they're almost like kite-like shapes, aren't they, if you like? I know that doesn't sound particularly romantic, but it's just a way of me getting across the irregularity in the shapes. I don't know what shapes you'll receive. Look at that. So that's going to make them all individual. In fact, you could use these. I know there are some people who literally have stores full of pendants, and they don't actually sell rings or bracelets or anything. They create bespoke pendants, maybe have a selection of chains. So this would be a great way to offer your customers that kind of choice, wouldn't it? I know that you're a massive advocate of offering choice.
Yeah,
we were talking about it last night, actually.
We?
Yeah, we were saying how, you know, you tend to have a huge range of earrings when you attend a craft store. You say up to 400 pairs sometimes.
That's right.
So, I mean, if you are heavily focused on one style of jewellery, so if it is a pendant store, you need to have these kind of gemstones, don't you? The kind of high impact gemstones. I've really fallen in love with these. I think they're gorgeous, and I can understand why sales producer, there you go. Sales manager, Scott, I should say. So naughty. Look at that. That's 2 of my former employees who've been my boss today. Did another job this morning where somebody who used to work for me was my boss. If you do want to get involved with this deal, you do need to be coming through quite quickly. It is a premiere launch. We've got a huge number of people coming through at JewelleryMaker.com, and also a small queue coming through on the free phone number. I think there might be a slight issue, technical issue, with the actual Serpentine slabs. I think some people are struggling to their order. Don't panic, we are dealing with that right now, so within 30 or 40, 50 seconds you are going to be able to add this to your order. Still a lot of people coming through, so how are they managing that? Okay, there you go. We've had a text come through from one of our customers. I love this, we're having so much fun tonight. Isla, you've texted to say, when are you two next on together? I'll make sure it's marked Ed on my calendar.
Marked.
Oh, marked on my calendar, like it. Do you know what that is exactly what you want to hear. We're not even at the halfway point, people are already missing me. I'm in your living room, guys, don't panic. Well, I can find that out actually after the show. I'll find out. I'll put it on my Facebook site and I'll tag JewelleryMaker in so we can let you know when we've got another show together. We always have lots of fun, Mark and I. Basically, Mark just correcting my mistakes.
I'm working Thursday late show, and I've got the privilege of working with Vicky Field, who I haven't worked with before.
Ah, yeah, she's lovely.
Yeah,
Vicky's very cool. Yeah, so yeah, Vicky's on Thursday. I'm off on Thursday. Yeah. We'll have a look. We'll have a look at the board afterwards, and we will advertise our shows more heavily if people are enjoying them. That's what we can't complain about. People taking through before the halfway point to find out when our next show is. I should just say, all of this amazing product isn't just on because of Mark and I's popularity. It's mainly due to that guy over there. I don't know who trained him how to do his job, but he must have been talented. Sales manager Scott's down here. He's messing around with pumpkins. The really, really big ones in there, Scott, that it took 2 people to carry. Do you want that one? Is that the one you're supposed to take? Yeah. It's in the gallery, sir. There you go. We've all been given a pumpkin to carve. Did she just walk past and told you just walk past it? Wait till you see it. I'm not being funny, it's like that. It's huge. Okay, it has been enabled now, so everyone can add this to their order for just $7.95.
No way.
It is an exclusive launch price. Can't guarantee we'll be able to bring you multi behind this. Alice, you've got 3. Joan, you've got 2. Byron in the West Midlands, you've got 3. Michelle, you've got 2 as well. So lots and lots of people can recognise the value here, but also the rarity of the gemstone. We very, very seldom have a strand of serpentine on the show.
Have you got more than 12 spacer beads on there?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
11. Okay.
What were you thinking?
Well, I was thinking beady bead, which you need 12 for.
Right.
Then a slab, and then a tassel chain underneath. Be amazing. Oh.
It's a bit too large, isn't it? Mind you. Look how close those.
Work.
Look how close those spacer beads are to the colour of the emerald we have later in the show. That's fantastic, isn't it?
I like the blasé way you just said this is the emerald coming up later on in the show.
Well, just what am I supposed to say? I'll be here all night just promoting everything. Every single product's amazing.
Oh,
I don't know what else to do. Oh, there was definitely a problem with this strand because about 3 times the people just came on the phone lines. There we go. I've just looked down and noticed another very impressive deal we have coming up. Now, I'm going to let everybody know about this because I'm fairly convinced this is going to be a sellout deal, and I don't know how many more opportunities I'll have to bring you memory wire before Christmas. I know it's popular, I know why, because it just allows you to create high-end designs but very quickly. I think that seems to be why people are so enamoured by it. Is this right? Am I missing it? I must be missing some bracelet. Memory wire, am I? Is that? Oh, is that 2 together? Right, I thought there was something going on. Oh yeah, they're different colours, that'll explain. Okay, so the memory wire bundle, I'll sort that out in a second, is coming up very, very soon. I do have quite a high quantity, but I still don't think I've got enough to go round. So that's coming up very, very soon. If you are still coming through for the Serpentine slabs, I'm sorry to get so distracted, but as we keep saying, every single item is just taking our breath away so far. Lots and lots of people can come through for that one now, and it seems as though they are, because, again, huge number of multi-buyers. But about 20 people have got it placed in their basket. You're running the risk of missing out on this deal, I have to say. How many did we have again? 100 when we started. Okay, so over 50 have been allocated, so more than half the stock's already gone. And as I say, about 20 people with it placed in their basket. So it looks to me like that could be another sellout deal this evening. We're going to leave that one with you then. Are you sure? You want to do it now? I was thinking just at the top of the hour, just to give people 10 minutes to share the information. That's all I was thinking, just because I know how popular Memory Wire is. But it's up to you, short show. Okay, we're going to do it in about 10, 15 minutes time, the Memory Wire deal. As I say, quite a healthy stock level, but I'm expecting it to be a sellout. I know how popular it is because I put it on Facebook earlier. Huge number of people coming through saying I'm grabbing that one. So just to give you a heads up, if you know somebody who predominantly uses Memory Wire, give them a call. That's fair, isn't it? There we go. Okay, what would you like to do in its place? Okie dokie. Ooh, beautiful. So this is rose gold plated sterling silver rosary link chain with beautiful lapis lazuli placed in between each link. This is only previously featured on the show once prior to this evening. Look at that, 1 metre length. That is impressive, very impressive. And again, because you've got the rose gold plated sterling silver, it gives it more of that sort of bronze or sort of earthier colour tone to the metal as well. So you've got that combination of the blues and golds again, haven't you? Love it. Faceted lapis lazuli here as well. So the rondelles are actually quite large to my eye. They're 3x2 mil. Sometimes you see them at 2x1, don't you? So they are a little bit more sizable. And I counted last time, so I'm not going to do it this time, but I think as a guesstimate you're going to get over 100 individual gemstones on the actual strand. I think we've worked it out now. Do we need to go through it again? It's a no-brainer. It's a massive time saver. In fact, to try and recreate this would be virtually impossible, certainly for the price that we're going to be able to offer it to you at. I think we've worked out it would take you about 4.5 hours, 5 hours to put it together. And you've got to source rose gold plated sterling silver wire. Easy. McKay was saying it'd probably be times the amount you'd need to create it, so probably about 3 meters to create it. And then you've got to source over 100 individually faceted lapis lazuli rondelles. It's not worth the effort. You might as well invest in it from us, especially when you consider the impact it's going to make. Normally, this would be available on our website for $17.95. I mean, the idea of recreating this wouldn't be realistic for $17.95. And for the next 60 minutes, you don't even have to pay $17.95. We're going to take this down to a clearance price for the next 60 minutes. For anybody who's missed out on this previously, we're handing you back the equivalent of your P&P, so nothing to worry about. As I say, risk-free shopping experience any time from us here at JewelleryMaker, but particularly when we're lowering the price by the equivalent of your P&P. So get it home, see it in the flesh. If you've already got an order up and running, you've got absolutely nothing to worry about. You can literally get it home and see it in the flesh. I don't think there's going to be too many returns on something like this because, as I say, you just couldn't recreate it, and the impact it will make on your designs is going to be sizable. I, in the past, have suggested adding value to your designs by potentially using gemstone chain for an extender chain, but I have been put in my place by certain designers who say there's no way that they would use this as an extender chain because it has so many applications in designs itself, and they just think that it's a waste of the product. But you know, I'm always trying to think about how you can add value into the more traditional designs. You know, if you've got a row of gemstones on the extension, I'm just thinking about a sort of open back dress.
Absolutely, no, I think that'd be stunning. Just a single strand down the back.
I like it. So you agree with me?
Yeah.
Oh, good, I'll tell Gemma Crow that. metre length of rose gold plated sterling silver chain here with, I think it's about 35 carats of lapis lazuli on the strand. And again, huge number of people coming through. Not surprising at the clearance price of just $14.95. Moving on. Got a lot to get through here, haven't we? Number 6, did you say? Oh, 16, sorry. Oh yeah, just one of the big 4, just emerald for you now. Have a look at this. The reason that I'm so enamoured by this particular strand of emerald is that it's very, very rare for us to have perfect rounds in one of the big 4. So we might have the nuggets, we might have the sort of the rough cuts, but polished perfect rounds. And here's one for Matt, graduated in size. So the design is done for you. You can literally restrand that. In fact, we've even given you your spacers. You've got little base metal spacers in between each gemstone as well. I'm not being funny, and I know that jewellery is predominantly going to be used to create luxury jewellery for the ladies.
I'd wear that.
But
no,
I'd be more to wear that. This is a unisex strand, isn't it?
Yeah.
You wouldn't complain about that, would you? Would you, Ben?
No.
There you go. One of the big 4, of course, so revered worldwide for, well, centuries actually. Been mining for emerald for, I think, about 3,000 years. It's been revered and is considered to be a prestigious gemstone. Actually, do you know what? There's something interesting about this particular strand. It might be the way it's been polished. How much does it look like jade to you?
Yes.
Because you've got the sort of pastel tone and that polished finish, the way it's been carved, almost looks like jade. I mean, it's not, it's emerald. Can't complain when you're comparing a gemstone like this, like emerald, to jade. I mean, I love the inclusions. Each and every one completely individual once again. And it's those little veins on the surface of the gemstone.
They're like little planets, don't they?
They absolutely do. I was thinking the same thing.
Yeah.
I love this, Matt.
That's an amazing strand.
Now, any other time, if you wanted to invest in 85 carats of emerald, the price point would be $44.95. So that's already roughly 54p a carat.
We can see the pink arrow on this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, and not a little bit either. Oh, I'm not good at keeping secrets, Helena.
Oh gosh.
£15 worth of savings on this strand alone. I mean, if you use the 2 smaller 6mm rounds in a pair of earrings, Matt.
£15.
£15, there you go.
Yeah.
So half the strand would be paid for with just the 2 smallest gemstones.
That's good value for money, actually.
Absolutely.
Because they're going to be a couple of carats each, aren't they, do you think? Just the end stones?
8, 1, 2, 3, 4.
How many carats? Must be.
13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So, yeah, you're probably looking at, three carats on the 6mm rounds, I would have thought, yeah. Absolutely incredible. Is this something that your customers ask about, carat weights? I'm always intrigued by this because, of course, coming from a traditional gemstone background, it's all about carat weights. And so I'm always intrigued to know whether people are interested in it.
Well, I think if you were selling to shops and boutiques,
yes,
they may ask because they would then follow on to their savvy customers. But I think craft fairs and things, I think it's more the aesthetic and how it looks rather than the carat weight of it.
I can relate to
I don't
that.
get asked very often.
No, I suppose it's just if people have some knowledge, they might know that carat weights are a traditional way to associate value in jewellery, and they might ask the question, but yeah, no, I can understand that. That's when you're buying bespoke jewellery, it's about the design. And the price point, of course, £15 worth of savings on this strand alone. Again, only available at that price for 60 minutes, so you need to add that to your order. Don't forget the memory wire deal coming up very, very soon. In fact, are we doing one more? We're going to do it now. It's memory wire time. Is this a star buy opportunity? We're going straight into it. Okay, this could easily have been a star buy, but I feel like if we make too big a deal out of it, we're going to disappoint more people than we actually help out.
I'd still go.
You could, yeah, absolutely. I want to hear some live sound effects from Mark, definitely. So go for it. Okay, 3, 2, 1.
Starby.
There you go, like it. Okay, we've got a trio of memory wires. The code's on screen. That means you can start dialing the free phone number. One of the reasons that I think memory wire is so popular is Mark's designs. No, is the ease at which you can create designs. You can make them quite quickly, and as long as you get the combination of gemstones right, there's no real technique involved, is there?
The main, the biggest thing I think with memory wire is the fact that, well, two actually, there are no fiddly clasps, and if you're buying for a gift, it's going to fit everyone. You haven't got that issue about worrying about clasps and fitting. Job done.
They're probably the two ultimate benefits for a beginner like myself, because
that's right.
It's not that I can't attach the clasp, it's that I'm never happy with the finish to the point where I would be able to sell the piece of jewellery. That's
and if you're at home and you don't have someone to help you fit your jewellery onto your wrist with you, I mean, lots of people have real dexterity problems getting clasps on, so not to have that fiddly clasp, and you know that if you're buying for a gift,
whenever we talk about dexterity problems as well, we talk about, you know, if people are suffering from arthritis or what have you. But a few weeks ago, I broke my thumb. So even in the short term, I had dexterity problems, because every single day I was like, Scott,
my mum really struggles, and she's
on?
got some amazing bracelets that I've made in the past, but she just can't because of
actually
the clasp. So she absolutely loves memory wire bangles.
There you go.
She loves them.
And of course, it does again make your selection of jewellery much more versatile, because anybody can wear any item. Can't go wrong with your memory wire, particularly when you're getting all three colour tones here. So you've got your very bright yellow gold tone, you've got the silver colour, and you've got the antique. So it is an antique gold, is it, or is it a rose gold? Okay, sorry, it's just my eyes then that are letting me down. My apologies. So it is definitely a rose gold. Now I see it from this angle. Definitely has more of a sort of feminine hue to it, pink tone if you like. All three for one price, and if you were to buy all of these individually, don't forget you get your ring, your bracelet, and your necklace wire. It'd be $8.85. Well, for all of these. Oh, well, we're already blowing other suppliers out the water, but we are going to take it down to a wholesale price point, the lowest possible price we can bring to you here on the Late Show, $6.95. Huge number of people on the phone lines, as you'd expect. There is a bit of a queue. Don't panic about that. It's a free phone number. You will be answering the order in which you dial, and everybody will be able to add this to their order while stocks last. They are flying out the door, I have to say. Again, huge number of people multi-buying this one. This, for me, epitomises everything we're trying to achieve here on the Late Show, because we know that tonight we are very fortunate because we're joined by Mark Smith, one of our most talented designers, but sometimes we don't have a designer on the Late Show. We know the morning show is responsible for doing some of the sort of more high profile launches, if you like. We know that the mid show is dedicated to providing you with design inspiration. Here on the Late Show, we are committed to finding an add it to your order price. So we want to help you to benefit from that 1p&p per day, and by giving you an essential item like this, which will help so many people to expand their selection of jewellery, for $6.95, it is a no-brainer. I was just thinking of the exact term that Helena said in my ear. Yeah, it's a no-brainer, isn't it? You've got to add it to your order for $6.95. You've already got a P&P up and running. What are you waiting for? There's nothing.
Okay. Do you want two exclusives?
Absolutely, I want two exclusives. Oh, this is the best show ever.
3 weeks ago, Jenny and I recorded Chips and Nuggets / wire DVD, and the necklace memory wire features very heavily in that DVD, which is going to be launched in 4 or 5 weeks.
Can you give us a title again, please? Sorry.
It's Chips and Wire Fusion.
Okay, so it's a Chips and Wire Fusion DVD.
Memory wire
this was filmed in the morning before you went live, wasn't it?
Yes. And then on Saturday, Carol and I are recording a brand new DVD that the two of us are going to make, which we're going to launch on Christmas Day. And the theme of this DVD is craft fair successes. What sells at craft fairs, top tips, and the memory wire bangles that featured in the chips and nuggets.
This is my ultimate DVD, man. What's going on here?
We've completely revitalised it, and there are 3 different techniques using memory wire. We're not with chips, just beads, rounds, double drilled. We do a section on double drilled memory wire. Also the necklace memory wire. So that's coming up Christmas.
So basically, on Christmas morning, the DVD you're all going to be buying, you're going to wish you invested in this bundle. Any reason why I don't get to do any of these DVDs?
I know.
No, it's not okay. I'm messing around.
No, I'm really excited, and I've just to finish, just to tweak, and I've made 56 pieces
on DVD.
Yeah, just to show you the range. And the memory wire bangles, the memory wire bracelet section has 30 pieces of jewellery that I've made just to show you what you can make with memory wire.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm really proud.
That is, that's a fantastic exclusive, but also fantastic
really
sort of, inspiration coming up then very soon.
It's going to be really good.
Oh, amazing. That's great. I never knew about those. There you go.
Yeah.
Maybe one day I'll get to do a DVD with Mark.
Yes, Drew did.
Trying to wind me up now. Doesn't even work on this channel. Let's move on. we've got another star buy. Let's do star buy. Welcome back to JewelleryMaker. Time for another star buy, and believe it or not, it's another premiere launch. This one. Sorry. Mark's already got his hand out. He's like, gimme. No,
I don't. This is just the most exquisite strand of the whole evening, and you will not believe.
I know.
What we're going to do with this.
You fell in love with it the second you saw it, didn't you?
Completely. And I thought it was andesine. We thought it was Mongolian andesine, didn't we?
Yeah. We actually had some Andalusia on last week. Collector gemstones, but that's the kind of look that's been.
I can't make jewellery while you're doing this because I'm just transfixed by it.
Yeah. How well would it go with the smoky
quartz? It would go
quartz?
amazingly well with it, but no.
Are you already started your designs? Or?
No.
Well, maybe we'll. Maybe we'll provide you with some inspiration. Who knows? Depends how many people come on the phone lines, I suppose, as to whether it's worth us inspiring you with this strand. There's going to be loads of people on the phone lines. Start dialing now. It's a 36 centimetre strand, so over 1/3 of a metre of gemstones. It sounds so ridiculous to assess gemstones in terms of the length of the strand itself. Bronze colour coated quartz. So essentially, you're almost getting the smoky quartz. They would be perfect spacer beads or accent gemstones if you've got a feature pendant. Yes. You wanted an accent gemstone, but you didn't want it to be overpowering. I think they'd look great.
Reminds me of the fizzy drink that comes in the red and white can.
Yes, that is what it is.
Yeah. I'll leave it to you now.
Oh, it's. I don't know what to say either, Mark. I mean, it's just so gorgeous. It's almost as though it has a metallic shimmer to it as well. And I guess that's the coating. But I'm seeing like little glimpses of silver when the light bounces off the facets as well, so it's not just the golden tones. You've got the.
I can imagine it's being sort of a pyro.
Hard to place because it's such a unique colour tone that we've got here.
This is passionate with a capital P.
I can see that you are really falling in love with this strand. Yeah. But again, we were talking about this with the smoky quartz, but versatile. I mean, you can think that'll go with any metal tone. It'll work in any design. Well,
there's amazing pearls that we've had so far. The champagne and the peach. Yes. Just using them as spacer beads.
So just use these in between your pearls.
Yeah.
Oh, fantastic!
Incredible.
In fact, I mean, you can go to the other end of the spectrum with the emerald.
Perfect. Yep.
That's your spacer bead there on a bracelet design. Fantastic, wouldn't it? Can't think of a gemstone it wouldn't go with actually. If you think about, again, how about the serpentine? It's a gorgeous combination because it draws the gold in.
I'm so excited about this.
Matt, really on tenterhooks here.
I've just fallen in love with it.
Is this one of the ones you're at home?
Big time.
Have you done your buying signal?
Well, I've seen the prize.
You know the prize. You already told people in advance, like when you see USRU02. Okay. Well, as I say, over 1/3 of a metre of gemstones. It's quite ridiculous how much you've actually got here. But for me, it's all about that colour tone. It's so unique. It's not quite a smoky quartz, it's not quite a bronzite, it's not a pyrite. Somewhere literally in between all of those gemstones, isn't it?
What I like about this stone is that the tassel tells you the colour of the stone. Normally we have you know a more vibrant colour of that strand to pop on the tassels.
Yes.
But with this, the colour of the tassels is just a perfect match to the stone.
And again, there's, because of that sort of golden colour, there's almost a champagne-like quality to the gemstone. The coating's making it almost sparkle, fizz. As we play on your analogy, that's the kind of effect that you've got from the gemstone.
Yeah.
Absolutely huge number of gemstones here. There is a slight graduation in the size. They range from 2x1 to 3x2, just to give you an idea that you do have some of the more high impact rondelles, if you like, in the 3x2 mil size. 30 carats in total. We're going to have to bring the price on screen. No one's going to be disappointed with this. We are going to launch this strand at under £10 this evening. $7.95 for a 36 centimetre strand of bronze coloured quartz, and it's also had that beautiful coating as well, that little metallic shimmer that is applied to the surface of the gemstone. $7.95. I mean, again, if you think about the Superstar bite, how about that as a combination? You could use that as your spacer bead. You could probably use 2 or 3 of them just because you want the impact from the faceting, don't you? Okay, so that one's coming up later in the show. This particular strand available right now for $7.95. It's an add it to your order price for a premier strand, something we've never seen before here on JewelleryMaker. I've never seen bronze colour coated quartz. That's a first for me here on JewelleryMaker. And again, huge number of people multi-buying. So congratulations to Jennifer, you've got 2. Oh, sorry, Jennifer in Quent, you've got 2. Jennifer in Cheshire, you've also got 2. Lots of multi-buyers coming through, in fact. And if you do want to add it to your order, it will be available on the website for the next 60 minutes at the exclusive launch price of just $7.95. Not to be missed, that particular deal. We'll leave that one with you, and we're going to move on because we're going to go to a quick break. When we return, more incredible value and, of course, more premier launches. Don't move a muscle.
I like working with Kamihimo because it's a very mobile craft. I can take it with me to various different places and work on it on the go. It's got endless patterns that you can create with lots of varied materials which JewelleryMaker sell in abundance. So things like our satin cords and waxed cords, but we can use ribbons and wire as well. And I like the product because that it's sort of something that all ages can do. So from the very young, my children enjoy making Kamihimo braids, right through to people who might have some sorts of dexterity problems because it's very easy, there's nothing heavy to move, and you get into a real zone of sort of peaceful tranquility while doing it, and it just takes you to another place and you just get lost in the moment of making Kamihimo.
Owning a strand of genuine gemstones is always exciting, but being able to use it in your handcrafted jewellery, then passing it on to its new owner with proof of its authenticity is even more incredible. Why not add one of our printed authenticity cards to your order for just 50p and share that same feeling with your customers? You can also access online authenticity certificates for items you have previously ordered by looking at your order history on your account details. The certificate gives you valuable information about your purchase and is your guarantee of quality and peace of mind from the Genuine Gemstone Company.
Join resident designer Sheila for our Bridal Headwear for Beginners DVD. Sheila will guide you through an array of beautiful bridal designs, including a pearl tiara, the star hair cone, a twisted spiral tiara, and much more. This DVD is packed full of inspiration and helpful hints and tips. To get your hands on a copy, contact our call centre on 0800 644 655.
Welcome back to the Late Show here on JewelleryMaker. My name's Ed. Thank you so much for joining us. And the wonderful Mark Smith's also here as well. He's pretty much designing a piece of jewellery from every single premiere launch we had in the previous hour, so that's something to wait for. And of course, we still have opportunities for you to add our premiere strands of smoky quartz and that beautiful coated bronze quartz. In fact, I'm just going to grab it. I have given it to Mark. I'll bring it back. There is still some available in stock, so if you do want to add that to your order, the exclusive launch price this evening is just $7.95. Absolutely gorgeous, so don't miss out on that deal. Could be that it's a sellout tonight. I'll hand it back to Mark now. There you go. Thank you, sir. And of course, if you do invest in the Strand, we'll have an inspirational design for you later in the show. We're going to kick off. Did you say 3? And what is that? Yes, fantastic. It's on this T-bar and gorgeous. Again, thinking about the upcoming party season, this could be a way for you to create quite a contemporary looking design, but with some classic features, because the combination here of your rainbow pyrite rondelles combined with your lilac freshwater pearls looks out of this world. Quite subtle, because the freshwater pearls are 5x4mm. I mean, you can buy individual freshwater pearls and they can cost you like £10–15 for one pearl. Oh, there you go. In fact, producer Helena's just saying that when she went on a trip to, where was it? San Francisco, her sister paid $30 to open an oyster. There's no guarantee there'll be anything inside, I suppose. But do they know? Do they know for a fact there'll be something inside? Because how would you could run the risk of not getting anything. Oh, so it was a really small pearl that she received. That was $30 investment. So that is in keeping with the stories I've heard. Resident designer Sheila, actually, on our last pearl showcase, was telling me that when she was I think they might have been in San Francisco as well, actually. She went on a little gem hunting mission with her family. Don't know why that would be of interest to her family. Oh yeah, they own the Genuine Gemstone Company. But she was saying that it was $15 for one individual pearl, and it was really tiny, but it did come in a box, but $15. So what's that, like £10 roughly?
Yeah.
Or am I being optimistic about our current economic market? Anyway, that just goes to show you that to own the real deal, because, and I suppose it's a little bit distorted by the fact there are so many faux pearls on the market. This makes people who do culture pearls think that they probably can charge a premium for the real McCoy. We're never going to do that here at JewelleryMaker. We offer you the best value on the market, not just for our gemstones like pyrite, but also for natural minerals like your pearls. And here you got freshwater pearls, very feminine, almost a sort of rose quartz tone, actually, very beautiful Parisian pink from the pearls. And then you've got this almost disco ball of colours from your coated pyrite here, rainbow coated, so you've got the golden tones, the greens, the purples, the blues, all going on with this particular strand. You don't have to use these together. It might be that you're going to match the pearls up with maybe some of your bridal looks. Maybe you're going to use the sort of the pyrite for specific designs, but together they do work for me. And of course, when you see the price point, it's going to be an absolute no-brainer. So start dialing that free phone number right now. Here comes our exclusive, because if you were to buy them individually, it cost you $11.90. Already incredible pricing from us here at JewelleryMaker. But we are going to take it to and add it to your order price and offer you a wholesale deal this evening. I believe it's going to $8.95. Absolutely amazing. So under £10 for 2 strands of gemstones, including genuine freshwater pearls here. Beautiful pinks there. In fact, we got hold of the headband deal earlier with the peach pearls. Imagine these on a bridal design. Or alongside, not only would you be happy to pay $8.95, you'd be over the moon if somebody offered you these pearls for $8.95 from another supplier. But when we're actually matching them up with the rainbow coloured pyrite as well, what more can I say? £4.50 a strand. Incredible deals from JewelleryMaker this evening. I love the wholesale nature of these bundles. Anytime we put bundles together and create these unique discount deals, they're only available for 6 minutes, but they do represent huge savings, don't they? And this is the way to shop, particularly if you're selling your designs. If you place them in your basket, you know what to do. Just check out to avoid disappointment. I mean, Mark, would you use these together, or would you be tempted to separate them up?
No, I think I really like them. I'd probably separate the colours first. That's the first thing I would do. But no, I've got them as part of my challenge, but I haven't got round to using them yet. But they are amazing.
Too many treats tonight.
Yeah, no, they're stunning, aren't they? Because some are more purpley turquoise, and some are sort of more pyrite yellow and purple.
Yeah.
No, they're beautiful.
Different colour saturation on each pyrite, isn't it? Yeah.
Depending on time permitting, I'm going to try and do a Kumahimo braid with those.
Oh, nice. I like that idea. Yeah, that'll look fantastic, won't it? But I mean, would you be tempted to use the pearls in a separate design?
No, I'd use them together. No, absolutely together, without a doubt. No, they're amazing.
That's just my natural inclination, is to create something
Well, I
feminine.
think it would look really nice, because you can make really amazing beady beads with rondelles as well. People tend to think that they just use small rounds.
And use rounds,
You can use the rondelles as well. So I would do a rosary chain link.
Okay.
So I'd have a multicolour beady bead, then a pearl, beady bead, pearl, beady bead, pearl. I think I'd make an amazing piece of jewellery. And you've got more than enough. As we know, rondelles have nearly a third more beads on the strand.
Yeah, they go a long way, don't they? It's because of the way they interlock on the strand, isn't it? You actually get a lot of beads on there, so fantastic. Huge number of people coming through from across the globe as well, not just in the UK, so congratulations to everybody adding this particular bundle to their order. It is available at under £10 this evening for 2 strands. That works out £4.50 per strand. Can't say fairer than that, especially when you're talking about freshwater pearls. Amazing. Do you know what I would do? If I was shopping last night and I got hold of the Kunzite, I would accent the Kunzite with the lilac pearls, but most people know that I do like to keep my jewellery pretty girly. There you go. So yeah, that's what I would do, but actually we're going to move on to another incredible bundle now, another wholesale deal for your gemstones, and this is all the pastel tones, perfect pastels in fact. So you've got your multicoloured fluorite. These are going to make impact for a different, just because you've got the multicoloured tones, because as we say, they are quite sort of pastel shades, but I think it's the cut here. You've got the twisted drum shape, I think it's called. Is that yeah, I think that's right. Twisted drum or a swirl cut, something like that. Anyhow, you get the texture from the actual cut itself. It gives you a little bit of sort of volume to the design, if you like. Love the colour combinations, because you do get the pastel tones like your Colombian emerald greens, your citrine golden tones, lavender amethyst shades as well coming through on your multicoloured fluorite. And then we've got your sodalite drops. So I think for the most part, the reason that sodalite is so popular is because it goes with so many different outfits. Often heard it referred to as almost having a sort of denim-like quality to it. You can definitely see that when you look at the banding between the royal blues and the white tones there. It does sort of create that denim-like feel to the colour saturation. And then have a look at these. These are interesting. This it's been described as multicolour quartz. It almost looks like the graphic quartz that we launched about a year ago now. Had those sort of peach-like inclusions inside and tangerine inclusions. It looks very similar to that. Again, totally individual design. In fact, Mark has created a design using that quartz alone. Now this, for me, is when you start to take macrame into the next stratosphere, when you do it with wire. That looks spectacular. It looks like you've really thought about the way the wire will warm the gemstones as well. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, and I took the whole strand apart and I've colour graded it from light to dark as well.
And you've done that across the wristline as well, so it just it creates a whole new dynamic to the actual piece, doesn't it? So you see there, start with the earthier colours and then more of the sort of gold and tangerine shades moving through to the gemstones that offer you a little more clarity. But it also goes to show just how many gemstones you get on the strand. Sometimes these strands can be a bit deceiving.
And I've still got 15 on that strand to make earrings with as well. So
there you go.
Perfect.
7 pairs of earrings as well. Now normally if you were to buy all 3 of these gemstones individually, it cost you $15.85, so already an incredible deal of just over £5 per strand. But how about paying £3.32 per strand? Ah, I like my maths, Eleanor. What about that? Rachel Riley's shaking in her boots at home, you know. She knows the big dog's coming for that countdown gig. Yeah. I'm not as good as her, don't worry. Have a look at this, $9.95 for 3 strands of gemstones. What are we looking at here? We're talking about 400 carats of gemstones for £10. The mind boggles. I mean, I know how we do it, and I've explained to you our sort of buying process and the fact that we try to get as close to source as possible. We actually do own our own mines across the globe here at the Genuine Gemstone Company. That's why we're able to offer you this incredible value. The other good thing, of course, about working so closely with the mine owners and suppliers who are that close to the source is that we know that everything we source has been done so in an ethical manner, and this is something that is close to our heart here at the Genuine Gemstone Company. You know that earlier in the year, or at the start of the year, we earned £100,000 through our charity work. Did you have a go on the exercise bike, Ben?
I didn't know.
Will your hip allow you to? You've got a bad hip.
I've got a gammy hip.
Yeah, so yeah. But anyway, we cycled from our studios to Tanzania, where we source a lot of gemstones, and back again to raise money. All of our lovely customers donated to the cause. We earned £100,000. We're going to be building 5 schools in Tanzania. So we do try to responsibly transfer Mother Nature's creations. And we are going to move on because we've got another deal to bring you. More smoky quartz, but this time you get a little bit more saturation in the colour. This is much more of a sort of chocolate brown rather than that smoky tone that we were talking about earlier. And then have a look at the cut. Cuboid shapes, 8mm in diamonds. Because again, when you've got the larger surface areas to each face of the gemstone, that's where you get that play of light. That real reflective quality, that lustre. Oh, I should run my new motto past Mark to see if he agrees. There's been a lot of concurrence so far this evening. Okay. I was saying, sparkle for luxury, lustre for sophistication. So if you're looking at like, you know, high-end evening wear, you want a bit of lustre in there with your LBD. But if you just want everyday luxury, you want something heavily faceted to give you sparkle.
No, I like that.
Yeah, you do?
I like that, yeah, I like that.
The gallery is saying he's not having this one. It's each to their own. Each design's going to be individual, I know that.
Lustre is a bit of a funny word, isn't it?
Lustre.
Yeah.
Oh, it's the actual linguistic quality of the motto rather than the concept.
Oh yes.
Okay. He agrees with the concept. I'll work on that on my couple of days off. Language is my tool. 300 carats of smoky quartz here, 8mm cubes, all about the shape here because it is going to give a totally different dynamic to any other jewellery that you create. If you're working with rounds or rondelles, the cubes are going to give you a completely different finish. And let's have a look at our price point. It's another add it to your order price because it currently is available for $9.95. But we're not saying that. Taking it down to a clearance price. So should be $9.95, but we're taking it down to $6.95. So once again, producer Helena handing you back the equivalent of your P&P. That is a pretty impressive deal, isn't it? When you think that you can be so conservative with the amount of carat weight you include, because I mean, if you're too gem heavy, then you're almost sort of devaluing the gemstone. So you don't want to go OTT with how many you put in when you've got the larger carat weights. I would guess.
No, that's right.
And so, yeah, by using a few, I'm thinking about those cluster chains. If you have a cuboid shaped gemstone, it might really attract attention to the design. And of course, then you get the play of light as well. Oh, we've had a text in from one of our lovely customers. Thank you for getting involved, Josephine. It says, having a lovely few hours watching the show and making wrapped looped gemstones for bracelets. I always enjoy Ed presenting, and Mark's a great designer.
That's very kind.
Josephine, you can come back anytime. Like it. Well, hopefully we're also providing you with add it to your order opportunities. This certainly represents that particular remit that we're trying to fulfill this evening. $6.95 for 300 carats of smoky quartz cubes. Can't go wrong with that, but of course the clearance price is only available for 60 minutes now. I have to say, Mark had his eye on these when we were prepping the show, didn't you, Mark? Mm-hmm. Pretty much wanted everything we had to offer you this evening, and you can understand with these because they're quite an interesting look. For me, they're almost reminiscent of sort of designer Italian metalwork because of the level of detailing. You can see these have clearly been thought about, not just in terms of the shape and the design opportunities, because you do have this domed chandelier-like cap to the actual shape of the finding. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, more than 10 individual loops, chandelier loops if you like, on the actual cap itself. But just have a look at the level of detailing on the metalwork. Look at that little floral shape on the surface in more than one way. You could say that the gaps are making a little flower, but also the metalwork itself forming little floral shapes. You do get 2 of these, of course, because they are intended to be earring findings. You're never restricted to the actual description, of course. If you've got a unique way of using these, then it's great for sort of thinking outside the box, maybe using these as little connectors in a necklace, something like that. But I think the intention is for them to be used as chandelier style earrings, so maybe even sort of your shoulder dusters, if you like, for your Christmas party.
I'm just imagining rosary link gems of distinction strand.
Oh yeah.
So you'd have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and you get that really nice sort of spinning.
Yeah, I love this idea.
My nan, and I thought it was the most kitsch thing she ever had in her house, but it was in the 70s, and it was a statuette about so high of a naked man and woman and then there was a domed lid on the top, and when you switched it on, it was raindrops coming down.
Oh, right.
And it reminded me of that.
Yeah, I can tell that virtually everyone in the room wants to own that right now. It's like retro chic, that is
People
right now.
text in if they have one at home. I just think it was amazing.
Still got one?
Yeah.
Put it on eBay. You're going to treble your money. Or another auction website. My apologies. There are others available. Oh, there are actually others available. Anyway, a pair of 925 sterling silver chandelier cap earring findings, $14.95. But as you'd expect, we're not going to stay there. Mark, I don't know why you come on the Late Show.
No,
you know we're going to do it. You should have seen his face as we put a crisp £5 note back in your pocket once again tonight. It's not that Mark doesn't want you to get good deals. He's worried about his sale prices. That's what it is.
I mean, I'm no silversmith, but I can imagine hammering that flat and then using all the little connectors to make quite a big statement necklace. So have lots of tassels and triple, maybe quadruple.
Love it.
I think I'm amazing, wouldn't it?
I actually think that when I see the sort of innovations that people come up with the findings, it's almost more impressive than the finding was to begin with.
Yes, no, you're right.
I think thinking outside the box, that's the whole point of being a jewellery designer, isn't it? If you just wanted to create stretchy bracelets and add a clasp, restrand strands and add a clasp, that's not really jewellery design. So I think this is the whole idea. Once you become a little bit more confident, I mean, don't get me wrong, I'd be happy if I could just restrand it and add a clasp. So I'm not detracting from the skills that are required to create more traditional pieces, but I do think that once you start to become a little bit more confident, a bit more accomplished, you can start to think outside the box, and items like this will be the way that you set yourself apart from other crafters and start to be seen as a jewellery designer. Got to move on, got a lot to fit in, and we've got one of these sort of filigree pendants. So again, very, very intricate metalwork that will add detailing and character to your designs. Again, you're not limited to just using this as a pendant. I've actually seen these bent over to create ring designs, and they look fantastic, don't they? Actually, they almost look quite gothic. We touched on that earlier, didn't we? 925 sterling silver, so instantly adding value to the design itself, because people will almost expect to pay a premium if they're looking at a bespoke design featuring precious metals. This is 41 by 27 millimeters in size, so again, huge amount of scope, but a high impact look from the pendant design itself. You've got that filigree metalwork here, and let's have a look at our price point. Currently available for $11.95 on our website, but we're not going to stay there. We're going to take it down to a clearance price. That is what we do here on The Late Show. More often than not, when you do see us taking a bit of a hit and taking these items down to a clearance price, it's because we are tasked with clearing out the last of stock here on The Late Show. So it might actually be that this is your last opportunity to get involved, not just that we're taking it to the lowest price. So at $7.95, you need to be getting on that phone line. And what are you going to do with yours? Because you don't have to use it as a pendant. Maybe you have got some innovative ideas about how you're going to use it. I think, was it Gemma who created the ring design using this previously?
Might have been. Yes, I think it was. I can just imagine embedding it in some resin, some really swirly, highly patterned resin, and just sitting it on the top.
That'd be fantastic. Actually, amazing. I think I have seen it used alongside some polymer clay previously as well on the show. So yeah, I mean, once again, you're never ever limited by the sort of description of this as a pendant. You're only really limited by your own level of experimentation. So if you're willing to try something outlandish, you might find the effect you create is really, really effective. We're going to move on. I'm going to bring you a length of chain now. High-end chain, because, once again, we're looking at precious metals. So 925 sterling silver as your base metal. This is rose gold plated, and again, you're not limited, are you? I mean, you could actually set these into resin or for a sort of steampunk look, or you could put polymer clay in these and use them as pendants.
Absolutely.
Particularly, I mean, if you've already created bales by cutting them off your other ones earlier, you could, you know, this is the kind of way you can work as a designer, because once you've got a huge stock level of all of these items, you can really start to think outside the box. These are quite large, actually, the links. They're 25 by 15 mil. That's why I don't think you're limited to just using this as a chain. In fact, they make fantastic earring finders themselves. So if you've got some of the little butterfly backs and posts with the little loop, you could actually use those as the loops, couldn't you? And then have another gemstone dangling from those. So, as I say, you're never really limited. 25 by 15 millimeters in size. It's a 9-inch length of rose gold plated sterling silver chain. Very, very sort of showcase style links, these, aren't they? They're not going to see these every day from the high street for jewellers, perhaps. So this is the kind of item that might really set you aside as a bespoke jewellery designer.
You see, as the picture is there, that one in the centre, that's the points are up and down rather than left to right.
Yes.
I would just squash it by half, and you'd get a bit longer chain.
Ah, so you just that is thrifty.
Yeah.
So you just like elongate the diamonds even more just to get a longer length of chain.
Yeah, why not?
Why not? That's a fantastic idea.
Yeah.
So there you go, you see? These are the kind of benefits of having our experts on board to talk you through these kind of concepts. We will be able to provide you with another added to your order price, 9 inches of rose gold plated 95 sterling silver chain with your diamond shaped links. All for $15.95 this evening. Another added to your order price, and have seen some very, very high price points, even for base metal chains from other suppliers. So to get gold plated sterling silver for $15.95, you know you're onto a winner there. That is another added to your order price for some of our elite jewellery makers. We're going to leave that one with you, and we're going to move on because it's now time to bring you another star buy. Welcome back to JewelleryMaker. Time for another star buy, and this really was the bundle that got me excited during the planning stage, because I love the combination. We've seen a similar combination, but I'll be honest, freshwater pearls always get me a little bit excited, because I have seen very, very high price points for freshwater pearls elsewhere. There's a real interesting quality to the finish on your freshwater pearls. So they're not quite as high impact in terms of their colour tone. It's not solid colour, but the pearlescence tends to be a little bit more obvious on your freshwater pearls. That's my experience. That's what I've seen from the pearls, and love the colour combination. But ultimately, I love the price. The price point for this particular combination, this duo of pearl strands, is astonishing. Now, these are classified as silver freshwater pearls, but there's definitely a sort of fern green in there as well. And actually, there's almost like a lilac tone to the pearlescence as well. They're quite an interesting variety. I'm on the same page as you. My producer just said, I can't believe the price. Yeah, this is actually Helena's favourite gemstone. She loves pearls. And she is acting a bit Mark Smith in there. She's actually saying, she's just saying that she thinks the price is almost too low, that we're in danger of devaluing freshwater pearls. I can't believe this. I never say this. I agree. The price point is totally ridiculous. I know, that's why I'm so excited about the bundle, because of the price point. But let me tell you, the price points you see it here at JewelleryMaker, you know what, we, as presenters, we know that we're up against it here on JewelleryMaker. We know, especially on the late show, you know, when all the soaps are on and everything, there's no point in pretending there aren't people that watch soaps. You know, a third of the country watch, whatever it is, the Manchester or the London-based one. And I know for a fact that it gets a little bit competitive for us. And so we try to highlight the benefits of shopping from us here at JewelleryMaker. No car parking fees being one of them. 1 P&P per day of just £2.95. Totally ridiculous. And we always try to explain the idea that we offer the best value on the market, because, you know, just saying the words doesn't mean anything. We try to explain to you how we can do it, and we do have a unique gemstone buying process here at JewelleryMaker, and that's one of the reasons we can offer you such incredible value. Anytime you see a strand of gemstones, never think that the price point is reflective of what you're going to receive, because I often think that the value we offer you is too good to be true. But on this particular bundle, every single person in the room is actually a little bit on edge that we might be devaluing the price of freshwater pearls here. Because not only do you get this gorgeous swirl of colour, these beautiful greens and purples and silver tones on this strand, this is the ultimate in femininity from your peach pearls. Absolutely gorgeous. Very, very slight irregularities on the surface of the gemstone, again showing your customers these are the real deal and that you haven't just gone out and bought, you know, some coated plastic. And I always hear presenters saying, oh, there's a place for those. I don't think there is really a place for faux pearls when we're offering you the real deal for these kind of prices. It depends what kind of price points you want to achieve. It depends if you need the uniformity of a perfect round. I would go along with Linda's theory of using the shell pearl, because of course it gives you a similar quality. You get the nacre from the actual shell itself. So that's probably the route I would go down. That's just my personal preference. But I have to be honest, there is no reason for you to be working with faux pearls when we can offer you the real deal for this next price point. Even producer just said, do you think we should actually do this? You know what, they can see the price online, so if we don't do it, we're in a world of trouble, because they'll be like, less than £4 a strand. It's actually painful to say it.
That would explain why you've got a full screen of names up
Yes, it has gone a little bit busy on the phone, as I will say. There is a queue in our free phone number of just over a minute, so, but don't panic, we have got a huge stock level of this particular bundle. That's the only reason we can go so low, is that we've managed to source a much larger quantity than we ever have previously for freshwater pearls of this quality. And I am a little bit worried because there are so many people coming through. Do you think we will? Okay. Good idea. Helen is just saying. And this is the first time I've ever heard these words from a producer. Normally they're like giving it a bit of bravado, saying I'll do what I want round here, yeah? Helena's like, I think we are in a world of trouble when we get in here on Friday. You don't need to worry about that. In fact, I'm not prepared to worry about that. Pete, get over here. I'm not being taking the blame for Helena's ridiculous pricing on freshwater pearls.
You're right there, right?
I'm alright. I've had my training, don't worry about that. I've got a degree in this. Pete, what are you doing to the price of freshwater pearls? I'll leave you for 10 seconds.
I'm sorry.
Can I apologise to the manager now? I'll leave him for a few moments, and look what he's done to the price of it, taking him to under £4 per strand. For peach and silver pearls. Oh, look at that as a combination. You see on that recording the slightly sort of fern green tone that you've got on the silver pearls as well. I've always got to reclassify the colours, haven't I? What's wrong with me? But I just want to make sure everybody understands what they are going to receive when they get these home. £7.95. It's mesmerising. Now, we started with quite a healthy stock level of these, but I have to say, if everyone was to check out their basket right now, be left with very limited availability on this. So, based on the queue that we have on the phone line, I would probably suggest that Tatiana, Carol, Miranda, Penny, Jane, Heather, Karina, Alicia, Teresa, Suzanne. I'll probably suggest you check out your baskets now, otherwise you do run the risk of missing out on this particular deal. How many people queuing on the phone lines, Helen? About 30 people on the phones. 28 people on the phone lines. There you go. That's how quick the call centre are working to your calls. 28 people queuing on the phone lines. Probably about 20 or 30 people with it placed in their basket. So that takes the stock level down by another sort of 60 opportunities. Got to add that to your order. It's £7.95 for those 2 strands. I'm actually just going to move this to one side. Hold on a second. Why, I oughta. Look at this. Silver and pinks, another combination. How about matching these pearls up? You like that? So if you got hold of the pearls, we're about to provide you with the accents. So we are going to move the pearls to the bottom of the screen. There is still stock available until you check out your baskets. We're going to continue to suggest people get on the phone lines, I'm afraid. So my advice would be to check out. I'm just going to leave the pearls to one side while we do have a look at these beautiful gemstones. Polished rounds. Actually, I love this combination. Anyway, we were talking about it yesterday, weren't we? The idea of using the sort of charcoal greys and the Parisian pinks together. 4mm rounds here, so I mean I'm thinking macrame, kumihimo, soutache, beady beads, wire work. What again, sorry?
Your bead loom.
Your bead loom, oh of course, yeah.
You graduate the greys, I think that would be stunning, wouldn't it?
I know, I'm so shocked that you would graduate the grey. No, it works, that's the thing, it works to create very cohesive designs, and if it works...
That's a nice word.
Yeah, I
cohesive.
I like the way that the designs flow when they are graduated, so I do agree with that concept. I think if I was going to be a designer, I would favour your style of jewellery, I have to say. Love the combination of colours here. I think it's almost like a toned down monochrome look, because instead of the drama that you get from the blacks and the whites, you get the greys and the pinks, and it just works in the same way.
I like that.
Yeah, I wear it all the time. I always wear a pink tie with a grey shirt, or pink cufflinks with my grey shirt, or vice versa. So I wear my grey cufflinks with my pink shirt. We've had a text from Alison in Norfolk, another regular buyer from us here at JewelleryMaker, says thank you for the great deals and hope you don't get into trouble. Watching late tonight and catching up. Brilliant as always. Just to be clear, we're not going to get in any trouble, so I don't want anybody to to feel that we are. It didn't stop any of you coming through, I have to say, but we're not going to get in any trouble. It had already been approved. Kathy in Greater London texted to say, bring back Pete, we want his prices.
I want to bring you my prices.
Pete wants to bring you the... Pete, we all know you can't wait to get on camera. Participation Pete, he's on here more than me and Becky. Becky and I, sorry. 4mm rounds here in your cloudy grey quartz. And 4mm rounds of your rose quartz as well. So perfect combination. I would say they work brilliantly with that pearl bundle, which is still available at the bottom of the screen. While there's stock still remaining, it will stay on screen. I'll just move them out of shot 1 second while we bring the price on screen, because once again we're going above and beyond. These would normally set you back £11.90, which is incredible value. I'm sure you'd agree. Less than £6 a strand for genuine gemstones. Hand carved and polished into perfect 4mm rounds, but we're not staying at £11.90. Another add it to your order price, £7.95 this evening.
Oh dear.
Are you perturbed by the prices, or are the cogs turning for design ideas? That's what I'd love to know right now. Or both.
That's bizarre. Bizarre, absolutely bizarre. I just think somebody's actually sat down and as you said, carved and polished and drilled for £4.
I know.
Just... Anyway.
I know. Do you know what? I almost hope that Prakash and the lapidarists over in India aren't watching when we do the late show. What time is it over in India in Jaipur? When our late show? It's lunchtime. Oh, I was going to say, Prakash is just smashing up the Indian JewelleryMaker office. He's done it again. I am good friends with Prakash. When we didn't have the management team we have now, when there wasn't a room full of people and we were just setting up the buying links over in India, Prakash and I spoke very, very regularly setting up these links. Yeah, so I know Prakash really, really well. In fact, you know what? He's probably as excited as we are, not Mark. He's perturbed. And certainly as I get, because he loves the idea of transferring these resources, because obviously when all the gemstone trading happens on your doorstep, Prakash, like we the presenters, gets a little bit desensitized to how beautiful they are, the kind of price. And so when he's trading every single day in Jaipur and he's sending his team out to negotiate the lowest possible prices, I bet to see everybody coming through and enjoying the sort of fruits of his labour is really quite rewarding. So there you go. £7.95 for that particular bundle. Just to be clear, it is just the 4mm rounds, but they do tend to work very beautifully with these pearls, I have to say. Fantastic combination. These two available right now for £7.95, and I think it was the same price for the 2 strands of pearls, freshwater pearls, £7.95. Okay, we are going to move on though. What have we got next? Sorry. Ooh. I know for a fact that Mark is going to be excited by this because it's another gemstone that we rarely see. It's another unisex gemstone in my view, because
oh my gosh,
it's almost like a little galaxy living inside the gemstone. In fact, producer Helen is saying she's never seen hypersteam before this evening.
Oh, I love it.
It's gorgeous.
I love it. I can't remember the last time I saw it in 12mm round though.
No. I think I remember having some top drill drops about 4 or 5 months ago, but huge 12mm rounds. Have a look at this. That's the optical effect you get from hypersteam. It's almost like the kind of effect you get from black star dioxide. Helena's thinking about this is the first time she's experienced that optical effect instantly.
Really?
That's where her mind's gone to black star dioxide. So that's really interesting actually. It is similar sort of effect from that silver like optical phenomenon that you get there. You don't get the starism, so you don't get the 5-pointed star, but you certainly get the same sort of silver shimmer inside the gemstone. As Mark rightly says, quite rare for us to have the gemstone, certainly in sort of statement pieces like 12mm rounds. Oh, I'll tell you what. How about, because they're a little bit larger, what about in the sort of paracord to make more of a masculine macrame bracelet?
Oh, yeah.
And then you can be a little more sparing. You could probably get away with just 5 of those, couldn't you?
Absolutely, yeah.
I would wear that every day, absolutely.
That's beautiful.
These are the kind of gems, I suppose, these are the more alternative looks. Do take a little more planning. So if you are trying to appeal to masculine designs as well as feminine designs at your craft fairs, they might take more planning, even though they don't have to be quite as decorative or intricate, but you have to think about the gemstone you're going to work with, don't you?
It's got a good drill hole in it as well, hasn't it?
It has indeed, yes. Yeah. Quite a large drill hole. Well, there's 2 lengths of the thread going through it. I don't know why, but
good.
So yeah, you're confident with that?
Yeah. Oh, God, they're stunning, aren't they? Oh, that's massive. So you get your wax cord and your satin through there as well.
Have a look at this. Again, profitability, cufflinks. There's no shirt that you couldn't put these with because you've got the jet black quality.
Yeah, I would have that on the outside and then the 8mm smoky quartz that I'm working with on the inside.
I like that.
And that looks stunning.
450 carats, another huge carat weight here. Statement pieces really of hypocene, a very rare gemstone, not something we're going to have every day. It almost, I don't know why, it almost has a sort of intergalactic feel to me. It almost looks like little
bit of the Death Star about it.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it? It almost has this dramatic quality, but almost a sort of galaxy inside the gemstone. Okay, lots of people coming through for this one, so we're going to bring our price on screen. You know what to do. You can get involved in all the usual ways, but it will only be available for 60 minutes. So $14.95. And I have to say that is going to end up being a hugely profitable strand. I mean, if you just took 2 of those, put them on gold-plated sterling silver toggle clasps, I'd buy them. £10 pair of cufflinks.
I'd use rose gold.
Rose gold.
Rose
nice.
gold. Yeah.
Is there a reason for that choice?
No, I think it would really work really well against that particular stone.
Yeah, no, I actually agree. It's fantastic, isn't it? Okay, it's available right now for $14.95, and I have to say, for the carat weight and the quality of the hypocene you've got there, that is an add it to your order price. Moving on. Beer quartz, is that right? Step cut faceted nuggets. I mean, this is from the cut collection, so they're quite significant carat weights. 85 carats in total. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7. So you're looking at over 10 carats on each gemstone on average, but I have to say this stone is probably more representing about 1/4 of the carat weight there. I would say that's like a 20 carat gemstone. And it's step cut facets as well. So this is the kind of faceting that you'd associate with sort of top end jewellery design really, because you'd have to be quite experienced to create this. Again, when you're actually faceting a gemstone in this way, you do have to rely on the sort of natural cleavage of the gemstone, and you do run the risk of damaging the gemstone and of course affecting the carat weight of the individual stone. But you can see that the designer, or the lapidarist rather, has been very confident in the quality of the gemstone and what he's trying to create. I mean, you can see the quality from the clarity of each gemstone, just exquisite. So rather than being a sort of golden citrine tone, I suppose it is more of a sort of beer-like colour tone. It doesn't sound particularly romantic, because I suppose beer naturally has those sort of associations with masculinity, I suppose.
If we're going down that route, I'd call it lager and lime.
Lager and lime, I like that, I like that. But actually, I think you nailed it a second ago, because Ben was saying it's more similar to the sort of multi-tonal amber strands that we saw earlier in the year, where we did have more of those sort of honey amber tones.
Mead.
Yeah, mead, that's a good one. Yeah. Mead quartz, that'd be a good one. That's right. That's exactly what Helena was just saying. Isn't that what monks brewed? And it is. I've been to I've been to a brewery where the monks ran it and it was mead that they drank, so I know that's true. That's the kind of cool thing I do when I go away. Over the summer I went to Somerset, and so I just went to like cider tastings every day. Yeah, it affected my ability to cycle here in the same kind of time when I returned, for about 5 minutes on my journey. 85 carats of beer quartz here, but it's all about the way it's been faceted. Look at those step cut facets. Again, fantastic for cufflink designs. $17.95 for step cut faceted nuggets like this. Huge carat weights on the Strand. 85 carats for $17.95. Absolutely out of this world. Certainly one for the collectors out there because of the unique way the gemstone has been cut. We are going to move on because there's lots of people coming through for that particular deal. Sorry, what did you say? Sorry. Here we go. This is Peach Moonstone again. Look at the size of the carat weights here. I'm just thinking, I know that we keep doing this, but the pearls. Because you've got the peach tones and then you've got the silver from the adulorescence as well, so you're actually sort of colour matching with both the base colour of the gemstone and the optical effect. What do you reckon, Matt?
Oh, I like that a lot.
Like that?
Yeah, I do like that. I'm just thinking, yeah, that's a cufflink strand for me, isn't it? I think.
Yeah. Again, those sort of the broader gemstones lend themselves, don't they, to cufflinks brilliantly. But I'm just thinking about maybe matching it to the adulorescence as well as the gemstone. You can see there, you get the silver quality from the optical effect. That's why I think they just work perfectly. But yeah, Mark's definitely right. When you do get those larger organic cuts, perfect for cufflink designs. And actually, the sort of more off the wall, the quirkier pieces can actually sell even better at your craft fairs. So you find sort of memory wire rings and cufflinks and glasses chains and bookmarks tend to be the things that people actually, they've sort of added to your order items, aren't they? So if somebody draws your attention in with a showcase piece of jewellery and then you see a pair of cufflinks, you think, oh actually, Ed loves cufflinks, I'll grab a pair of them for him. I'm being a member of my family now, by the way. I'm not suggesting you should buy or make me cufflinks. Feel free. I mean, I'm not going to send them back, but I'll just, you know, I'll just role playing there. I was just imagining the experience of going to a craft fair. So, yeah, you do tend to find that some of the more quirky, off-the-wall items actually are your biggest sellers, more often than not. The nuggets themselves do offer a huge graduation in size. They range from 10x4 to 16x10, and again, because you've got those larger faceted areas, you get this beautiful adulorescence. And again, you know, some people might not even be aware of Peach Moonstone. They might think that it only comes in the rainbow variety or the white moonstone. So by introducing them to the more feminine tones, you might find that by educating your audience, it leads to greater sales. You never know. 190 carats in total of your Peach Moonstone from our Gems of Distinction range, and the price point, as ever, is mesmerising. $12.95. Fantastic way for you to add June's birthstone to your collection, and we've already brought you virtually every accent you could possibly want to add to your collection. $12.95 for your Peach Moonstone. Moving on. Where are we moving on to? Okie dokie. Now this is the coated quartz, but it almost comes in the same colour tone that you see from maybe a London blue topaz. That's what I'm thinking of. But actually, there's a bit of a violet tone in there as well. It's almost like a tanzanite colour, actually, isn't it?
That's amazing. I love the faceting in this strand.
Yeah, again, you know, the step cut facets aren't easy to create, but when you're doing it on a twist, I mean, imagine how difficult it is. Oh, I've just seen your piece of jewellery. It looks amazing. Sorry. We'll see it later. Don't panic, everyone. It's amazing. If you've got the smoky quartz and the spiderweb pendants, you want to see this design. It's out of this world. 130 carats of tanzanite coloured quartz here. That's what I'm going to call it. And it's purely based on the fact that you've got the blues and the purples in there. Twisted rondelles. It might be the fact that the step cut twisted facets are helping those colour tones to come through. I mean, again, you could use these in cufflinks. You could use them as spacers in a design, quite a gem heavy piece probably. Could you macrame with something that off-centre?
Oh, absolutely.
I imagine
you could macrame with anything.
Yeah.
Absolutely anything.
Could you create a macrame setting where the gemstone could actually move inside the setting, or is that a little bit difficult? I'm just trying to think if you could put the wire through the gemstone because they're through drilled. Then you could just turn them when you macrame rest it, but would that be a bit difficult to do? Or?
I mean, we do a technique called rings of Saturn, where instead of having the cords against the bead, you have it round, like rings of Saturn does it. So you could do that with wire, and then it'd move on the wrist as you're wearing it.
I just want to move these around. It's the way that the actual facets are twisted around the gemstone. You just want to make the most of it, don't you? I'm just trying to work out a way I can wear this gemstone, basically. Cufflinks are probably the way. It goes quite well with this shirt, actually, wouldn't it? There you go. Perfect, in fact. If you do want to get involved with this deal, as ever, you need to be on the phone. Oh, yeah, that'll work. It's a commission out there for somebody, I'm telling you. If you do want to get involved, they range in size from 9x6 to 11x8. Start dialing right now because here comes your price points. Normally available for $12.95 from our Gems of Distinction range. We're not staying there. We're about to take these down to Bargain Town. All of the price reductions that you see here on the Late Show are only available for 60 minutes. We have mentioned this, but you know, you might have just tuned in. You might be brand new to us today, so you might not be aware that the rules change between 5 PM and 9 PM, and we only give you 60 minutes to take advantage of these price reductions, taking this down to $10.95 for the next 60 minutes. So if you want to maximise on your 1 PMP per day, why not add this to your order? It's a very unique look. We are going to move on. And
yesterday on the Day Show,
yes, Mark.
Carol said down to Bargain Town.
Right, the next one's going Lolo Buffalo. I love it. That's it now. That's it now, Roach. I'm watching you. 350 carats of Botswana agate. I wouldn't have got this far. I wouldn't have got through a whole year of presenting without stealing all of Carol's slogans, so I don't think this is going to go well. 12mm rounds. And I love this Strand of Botswana agate. It is... the colour tones are so saturated, that's the thing. Often with Botswana agate you see huge sort of inconsistencies in the colour tone, but these are quite defined, aren't they? I mean, look at this.
Is it me, or have we had a Botswana drought recently?
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's not
There's no question of it, because, you know, we normally see the last of stock lines here on the Late Show. Again,
nothing.
Probably, you know, we've had every now and then the odd Strand, but certainly not an influx. That's one agate. This would go beautifully with your shirt, actually.
It would, yeah.
Because you got the greys and the browns going on there. Again, you could use these as cufflink designs, because I actually like the polished rounds in cufflinks. And you can use a smaller round on the inside, can't you, as well?
Yeah. You can use any size on the outside, but you're limited to the on the inside that actually goes through the hole.
Go through the buttonhole, yeah, exactly. These are beautiful. Perfect for people who do tend to rely on more of the earthier colours, which is quite a significant proportion of our jewellery designers out there who do tend to use more of the earthy colours rather than the really bright colour tones. I suppose it makes the pieces, again, a little bit more eclectic. They'll go with more outfits, I suppose, whereas if you've got a very bright colour tone, you're probably limited to a more restricted number of ensembles.
Ooh.
That's right. I've been reading my fashion magazines, don't worry about that. 350 carat of Botswana agate, probably one of our favourite varieties of agate here at JewelleryMaker, and again, 12mm rounds, so significant impact on your designs, but because they're the polished rounds, they're easy to incorporate into your design. Very limited in availability, that's why the price is hitting your screen immediately at $11.95, and I'm just thinking, how about alongside the Hyperstein? So then, you like that? What do you reckon, Mark? Does that work?
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah? Not sure about that one, if I'm honest with you. Might as well be honest. Not sure that one works. Those definitely work. Love that. Right now, the Botswana agate is available for $11.95, but we are approaching very, very limited availability. That just goes to highlight what Mark was saying. We haven't got a lot of Botswana agate coming through at the moment, so if you see 12mm polished rounds, you know you've got to be adding that to your order for just $11.95. That was low buffer low. There he is, in fact. He knew what was going on. All right, we're moving on. Are we going to bring another deal? We're going to go to a quick break. We'll be back in 1 second and we'll be inching ever closer to the exclusive launch of those agate slabs, so don't go away.
It was here almost 650 years ago in Amir, where King Jai Singh first laid the foundations that was to become one of the world's most famous walled cities, Jaipur.
The city of Jaipur, commonly known as the Pink City, is now taking centre stage for gemstone cutting and trading. It's here in the bursting heart of the walled city that our gems of distinction strands are cut, faceted and polished. So, how do you get a pile of tourmaline that looks like this into a gorgeous strand that looks like this? So when you've got a pile of tourmaline like this, it's going to be made into gemstone beads. First of all, each one of these gemstones need to be inspected. A line is then drawn down the middle of the gemstone or wherever the gem is going to be faceted, and it's then taken behind us and then faceted into these rough gem shapes. Once each gemstone has been cut into the amount of pieces it needs to be, it's then time to shape the gemstones. These gentlemen are working on anything from a round to a pear shape, pretty much any cut imaginable. The next process is polishing and faceting, and this takes a huge amount of skill. It can take years for a lapidrist to be able to facet like this, and each one of the gemstones can take up to 10 minutes to cut. A really lengthy but incredible process. The next stage of the process is really interesting. This is where each one of the gemstones is drilled. And what Sanjay is doing here is putting a drill through faceted beads of black tourmaline. The next stage after drilling is then to get the gemstones sorted into their appropriate colours and sizes. This can be a really, really lengthy process. Once the gemstones are sorted into different colours and sizes, they're then arranged into these strands and made into strands like this. Now each one of these gemstones could have gone through a 30 to 40 minute process to arrive on a strand like this. It's really quite incredible. If there's one thing that my time in India has taught me, it's the hours of dedicated time that goes stones we in JewelleryMaker.
Welcome back to the final hour of the late show here on JewelleryMaker. My name's Ed. Thank you for joining us this evening. Hopefully we've already made it worth your while because we've had so many incredible deals. But it doesn't stop there, because we've got more bargains to bring you before 9 PM and more premiere launches. This is one of our brand new strands that we're probably going to bring you around about 10 to 9. I know there's going to be a lot of jewellery designers out there who fall in love with this instantly. I mean, Mark's already commented that he thinks this would be a favourite with Rachel Norris. Well, she does quite a lot of her designs feature these kind of colour tones.
They do,
well,
yeah, no,
they?
you're right, yeah. No, I think she'll love it.
And because it's a larger gemstone, it would stand up to the more intricate wire work as well.
See, looking at that strand from here, I would definitely have the dark at the bottom and the light at the top. And it's got I think every one of those has got a pretty much split on them, haven't they? They're amazing.
Yeah. It's almost... It's strange, isn't it? Because they're almost uniformed in having it, but totally...
That one on by your little finger with the diagonal, I mean, that's just stunning, isn't it? Look at that, isn't that beautiful? Wow, wow, wow.
It's crying out to be sort of a feature pendant. It's one of the ones where you could have that as the feature, and then you could have those cascading lengths of chain.
Beautiful.
8mm smoky quartz on the end of them.
Do you know what the price is going to be?
I have an idea.
You have an
idea. Do I know the
idea?
price? Yes, I know exactly what the price will be.
Okay.
Shall I give everybody an idea? It's going under £15.
Under 15?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
She's moving it. She's moving the price around. She said under 14 and then she said under 30.
Oh, okay.
So I think I do know now. She said, when she said under 15, I was thinking 14.95.
Yeah.
Now she said under 13, so now I think I know what it is. Okay, we're going to move on. That's coming up in, not long to go at all. That's coming up about 10 to 9. Let's move on. Crackled marquise cuts of beautiful quartz. I think this has been classified as maroon quartz. I'm happy with that. It's another premiere launch, by the way. It's never been seen before. It sneaked its way into our schedule because it's a limited edition strand. I'd say
magenta.
Yeah, magenta, or I was going to say raspberry. I don't think any more of a pink tone there than there is a burgundy, so I wouldn't go with maroon. Changing it. 50 carats of magenta crackled quartz in your marquise cuts. It is a traditional marquise. Marquise should be twice the length as it is diameter. These are 12 by 6 millimeters in dimensions.
Was that the law?
Well, I know that we play a bit of fast and loose here on JewelleryMaker, but traditionally a marquise would always be twice the length as it is diameter, so that's where the name.
Every day's a school day.
There you go. Oh, absolutely. It's only obvious if you know. Sorry, 50 carats in total. I mean, I suppose there's going to be a lot of JewelleryMakers just looking at these, instantly thinking of petals or wings. Is that the case? Yeah.
Without a doubt. Yeah.
Dragonfly wings or the petals of a flower, and actually the colour tone, because you've got on some you've got that deeper saturation where you do see the magenta. On others, it's more of a hot pink because the crackled inclusions break it up a little bit. So again, great variation, and that all comes from the finish of each gemstone. If you want to get involved, you know what to do by now, and it's a premiere launch. Simply dial our free phone number, or if you are logged in at JewelleryMaker.com, make sure you're checking out your basket. Let's have a look at our exclusive launch price for this strand. $7.95. That's amazing, isn't it? I'm thinking about maybe a little hair comb for a flower girl. Use these as the petals to make a little floral motif.
With the pearls, first bundle.
You could use a pearl as the stamen. As Helena said it, Mark handed me a strand of pearls. You can see we're all in tandem this evening. How about that as the centre of your flower? You like that? Or would you go a bit more feminine, Helena? Would you go with the peach tones maybe? No, she's agreeing. She's going with the teal.
Teal and fuchsia, perfect combination.
Perfect combo. There you go. So if you want to add these beautiful marquise cut crackled quartz to your order, then dial that free phone number right now. It is an exclusive premiere launch, but it's a bit of a limited edition strand, I'm afraid. Moving on. Now I know for a fact that Mark is a massive fan of this strand. Well, the gemstone in general, but this strand specifically.
Give me some clues, I'm not going to look.
Okay.
I get these earlier.
They're faceted as well,
I love them.
Again, I like when you get the faceted finish on a sort of pastel gemstone, because it does give it a unique sort of sparkle, doesn't it?
I haven't cut it up. I don't want to use that.
You don't want to use that one.
I don't want to cut it up.
It's too precious.
But incorporating those with that would just be...
The bronze quartz with the Amazonite.
Look at that.
That is a combination.
That's the combination of the night, I think.
Made in heaven, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh, that's stunning.
Oh, and again, because you've got difference in the shape and where the facets are placed, you get a little bit of sparkle no matter what angle you look at it.
That is winning.
That is winning. I love it.
I'm turning into you.
You can do worse things, Mark.
I'm your protege.
It's a terrible thing. Come on, Helen. She said, you don't need to say it like it's a bad thing. That's not good. 190 carats of Amazonite. It comes to us all, I'm afraid. If you hang around me for long enough. Currently, this is available on our website. I mean, look at Pete. He just can't stop copying me. Yeah, he's got his blue shirt on.
Blue shirt.
Last week it was a grey shirt, like you didn't know. Really? We're about to take faceted Amazonite coins to a clearance price. Should be $9.95. We're taking them down to an add it to your order price of $7.95 this evening.
Wow.
This is the way to do it. This is the way to maximise on that 1p per day, and of course to get the best value on the market. Amazonite, just to be clear, in case anybody is thinking, hold on a minute, you can get Amazonite all over the world. You can now, but originally when it was discovered, it was found on the banks of the River Amazon, and it was named after that location. You will find that most gemstones are either named after the location where they were originally discovered, so Amazonite, Aragonite, Andalusite, yes, Labradorite, in fact, originally discovered in the Labrador Peninsula, Tanzanite, of course. So famously, but then again, they could be named after the person who discovers them as well. So if you think about Morganite, Kunzite, that kind of thing. So those tend to be the way that we come up with the names of the gemstones, but you never know.
Are you an Edward or an Edmund?
Edward.
Edwardite.
Edwardite?
Yeah, I'd buy that.
It makes Helena think of the Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe. Because one of the characters was called Edward in it, wasn't there?
Edmund, yeah.
Edmund was the character. Oh, that's what she said, sorry.
Yeah.
I kind of was here. Yes, Edmund does make you think of that, but yes, I'm an Edward, but only when I'm naughty. Otherwise I'm Ed. $7.95 for 190 carats of Amazonite. Sorry to go on a little detour there, but I think I was just distracting myself in the fact that we're devaluing Amazonite as we speak. Faceted varieties. We are going to leave that one with you because we've got a lot to fit in, and we're actually... Oh, is it... I think it's this, is it? Oh. Oh, I know which one it is. Are we doing this right now? Okay, we're going to our star buy right now. If you thought that this particular pearl bundle was impressive, and I know that hundreds of you did.
Yes.
Amazingly, we're about to do something even more ridiculously brilliant. It's star buy time. Welcome back to JewelleryMaker. Time for another star buy. I am so enamoured by this particular bundle. I actually put it on Facebook the second I saw it. I love the name as well, by the way, Heather. I saw it. Oh, was this salesman just Scott who named this? I do get it. Sugared peacocks. You have to see the gemstones to understand. You've got your peacock pearls and your crackled quartz. So it just, you know, you have to see the gemstones to understand the name. But the combination of gemstones, of colour tones, of shapes, for the upcoming season as well. I mean, I can't think of a jewellery designer who wouldn't want to have this in their collection at $14.95. But it's not going to be $14.95. We're going under £12 for this particular bundle. I love these pearls. They are very similar to almost like a Tahitian pearl in terms of the colour tones, because you've got the purples and the greens and the lilacs coming through. That's why they're actually described as peacock pearls. They're 7x6mm in size, so again, quite a significant look on these. They're just gorgeous. And then 6mm rounds of your crackled, frosted quartz. There's so much going on with these. They're so wintry for me. But actually, I suppose, once again, they would work with any luxury design. because they offer you a little bit of texture, a little bit of sparkle, a little bit of clarity. They're trying to tick a lot of different boxes, and they're managing to do it, aren't they? 6mm rounds, 80 carats in total, and the combination, I think, is absolutely exquisite. But again, you don't have to use them together. You could go in a completely different direction. You might choose to use your pearls independently in one design and maintain the crackled quartz for a completely different suite. I love the look of these together because the pearl essence from the peacock pearls brings out some of the sort of icy blues and the silver tones as well, which is beautifully complemented by the crackled inclusions on the quartz. I just love this combination. Hopefully you're already on the free phone number, or you're ready to check out your baskets once you've added this to your order, because you are going to be mesmerised by the price point we can offer you this evening. Currently, okay, I'm definitely not saying that. Okay, Pete, get over here. I'm doing that. You can use my microphone. I'll tell you what to say. Actually, you know what to say. They'll tell you what to say.
Okay, should be 7.
Currently available for. There's no way these should be $7.90. I'm not happy with that.
You've pretty much said it. So now you're going to get the blame.
I'm not getting the blame.
Yeah.
I'm ducking out as soon as this price point hits the screen.
Well, $7.90. I'm all confused now.
$7.90 wasn't the clearance price. We were already able to bring it them at that price, and we've taken it down as low as we can possibly go, Mark. Well, I say we. Pete! That man there, he's to blame. I like the way that Pete will literally take the blame for anything as long as he gets on camera. Who smashed up that really expensive camera over there? Pete! I am mesmerised. Thank you, sir. Wow. Sorry, we're just having a little bit of fun, just because we're a close team here on we don't really bully Pete. The way he just laughed there like, yeah, you do. Okay, HR coming my way. HR can play. No, we're all friends here. This is a team effort, but I have to say, Helena is the team member that you should be most impressed with so far. Taking pearls and ground quartz to $6.95. Mark, are you able to muster any designs, or are you too taken aback by the price point?
That's mad, isn't it? I mean, those pearls alone would warrant that.
Absolutely, I think that would be a steal for the pearls.
And I'm a massive fan of frosted gemstones. I don't think we have nearly enough. I just think they're beautiful, especially this time of year. It's a real Christmas bundle, isn't it?
I agree, totally.
Really nice Christmas festive bundle.
Yeah, I have to say, the second I laid eyes on this, I was thinking seasonal jewellery. I was thinking the winter tones.
Yeah, they're beautiful.
The crackled inclusion there actually draws out the icier tones of the pearl essence, I think. That's the way I've interpreted it. In fact, Alison's texting, that's right, Alison, to say thank you so much, Helena. She says, you're welcome. There you go. Yes, my producer responsible for all of the products that you see this evening and the price reductions management, if you're watching. I'm not. We won't get any trouble. That's our job, to make these gemstones as accessible as possible, to give you the best possible opportunity to work with genuine gemstones, and we're definitely doing that tonight. $6.95 for your sugared peacock bundle. Do you like the name now?
No. Sounds like a 70s Beatles song.
I like that.
That particular era.
Yes, yeah. I know.
Yeah.
Different things might have influenced their lyrics and song titles at that time.
Yeah.
I always remember reading a news report from when Paul McCartney was having his divorce proceedings, and somebody suggesting he might have been influenced by substances in court. People are,
oh.
Yeah. He's Paul McCartney. I think he wrote the seminal albums of the last 50 years. Anywho, $6.95 for 2 strands of gemstones this evening. $6.95. Huge number of people multi-buying this. We're going to leave this on screen while people come through for this. If you are placing your basket, please check out. I don't say it to be annoying. I just literally say it so you don't miss out, because I get people complaining every single day that they missed out after putting it in the basket. You've got to check out. It's not enough to place it in your basket. That's just a signal of intent. You have to check out to ensure you have one of these heading your way.
Have we always had a basket?
No, actually.
No, I didn't think we did.
What happened was, I can tell you, because as I say, I was basically the sole manager responsible for sales at the time, and basically people putting items in their basket, because it wasn't controlled online, you just find that all of our stock was being held on people's orders, but for like 30, 40 days, and so people who actually wanted to buy it were unable to, so we had to hone it in. As the audience grew, we didn't do it immediately, but as we created more demand, it wasn't fair for somebody to be stockpiling goods in a basket with no intention of buying them, so that's the reason. Then it came into effect. We're going to move on. Love it. This is the... Is it this, or is it the silver or the rose gold? Okay. Here we go. I don't know, you can't get the stuff these days, Pete. So I'm going to get in so much trouble for winding up Pete. Pete's got quite the fan base, I have to say.
Has he?
Oh yeah. He's got a big following. I like your shock though, Mark. You're surprised. No, people texting all the time. Pete's been invited to go and visit some of our viewers in Shetland, haven't you, if I remember rightly? Is that right, dude? Is that right? Anyway, if you love Pete, text through now. Look at Ben.
That used to be me.
Ben's bitter now. He used to be the one that everybody loved until Pete came.
Invited for coffee.
Pete, you're going to have have you seen what happens when Justin Bieber steps off a tour bus and all those girls scream? That's what's going to happen to you. You're a rock star, man.
I thought you were talking to Pete.
Oh, not Pete. Get a grip, mate. Pete, I'm only messing, by the way. You can blatantly hear me. Okay, let's bring you this comprehensive findings collection. A real wholesale deal here, because we've got well over 2,000 pieces of your silver plated copper as part of this deal. You actually get 3 metre lengths of chain. You can see everything there. You've also got, if I remember rightly, 200 open jump rings. They're 5mm in size. You've got 60 of your little earwise or shepherd hooks, but 30 pairs in total. Then you've got 30 of your toggle clasps, 8 ribbon cord endings, as well as over 2,000 individual spacer beads. I'm thinking micro macrame designs, perhaps, with these, Mark. Bit of black leatherette cord. And
Kumihimo braids. I mean, just imagine a solid silver, coloured. You know, it'd just be amazing, wouldn't it?
That looks incredible. You actually get 2,100 individual spacer beads here. They're all silver plated. And actually, my director, he's offering a little Brucey bonus as we speak. He just said the storage boxes alone are going to be quite useful for crafters. I hear this all the time. People basically getting in trouble from their significant others because they're taking up most of the house with crafting items. Ben's nodding. Do you get in trouble for your musical instruments being everywhere, Ben?
Yeah.
I have actually seen images of your home where basically looks like there's been a gig there. 3 meters of chain as well as part of this deal, and it is very, very popular. This is what we're all about here on The Late Show, offering you wholesale opportunities on add it to your order items, and I think this is the way to make sure that you've got everything you need when you do receive a commission, or when you hear that you need to put together a gift for someone quickly. You don't want to be waiting for the finding to arrive so you can complete the design. You want to have it all in stock. 2,400 pieces of silver plated spacer beads, chain, shepherd hooks, open jump rings and toggle clasps, as well as your ribbon cord endings, all for one ridiculous price point this evening of just $25.95. Honestly, how much could you pay for 3 meters of silver-plated chain from some suppliers? That works out. I mean, even if it was just the actual chain, what we're talking about, less than £9 for a metre? That's not too far off what you'd have to pay for the suppliers. That's before we give you 2,100 individual space beads. They're very delicate, they're 2 millimetres in size. We're also giving you 30 pairs of shepherd hooks. Is it 30? Yeah, 30 toggle clasps as well as 200 jump rings and 8 ribbon cord endings as well. There's everything you're going to get on screen right now. $25.95. I have to be honest with you, I think we've got fewer than 30 of these in stock, is that right? Yeah, fewer than 30 of this remaining in stock now. Again, I can't guarantee that we'll have anything as substantial as this coming back into stock before Christmas. So if I were you, I would definitely take advantage of that deal, particularly if you already have an order up and running. Okay, we're going to move on. Oh. Beautiful. One of my favourite gemstones these days. I love pink gemstones. I do. Do you think I was joking? I genuinely love pink gemstones. My favourite is kunzite and morganite. I think they're probably on level pegging. Until about 12 months ago, and then as I've worked more with rose quartz, I've fallen in love with it as well. Why does everybody think this is really strange? No. Yeah, basically everyone's like, yeah, it's really strange. I'm a metrosexual kind of guy, okay? In touch with my own masculinity. I'm not scared of loving pink gemstones. 500 carats in total. $500 carats of faceted rose quartz slabs here. I mean, they're very, very sizable. Slabs, I always think, sounds a little bit unromantic, but it does kind of... It does really encapsulate the size of the gemstones, because it's difficult to get that across otherwise. They are huge. They range in size from 15 by 14 to 22 by 23. And again, because you've got the larger carat weight on each gemstone, you can have larger on the surface of the gemstone, so you get that beautiful play of light, that gorgeous sparkle that you'd associate with gemstones of this clarity. The rose quartz that we see here actually, they're very similar to the kind of inclusions you see on morganite, almost sort of silk-like inclusions, providing you with that consistency of colour. Beautiful rose petal pinks here from your quartz. 500 carats on this strand alone. I mean, you could be quite indulgent and you could use this huge carat weight on one gem-heavy necklace, I suppose. But I bet Mark's got some more thrifty uses for this.
Yesterday afternoon we had Maggie on the design of inspiration using sari silks. And I think this sort of shape lends itself really well to sari silk. You know, something big and robust and I don't want to use the word slapdash, but haphazard, sort of bit more organic.
Yeah, I agree,
Yes.
It's difficult to find the words that don't detract from how beautiful the designs are. No, I understand it completely. Welcome to my world, Mark. 500 carats in total. I totally understand that when you've got more of the sort of free-flowing, organic feel to your designs, these kind of gemstones tend to suit that style, don't they? Absolutely fantastic. And of course, this has a huge amount of sort of folklore attached to it, but also the sort of metaphysical, the crystal healing properties tend to be associated with this gemstone as well, so I know it's popular with the jewellery designers out there at home. If you want to get involved, you should be on the phone lines immediately. 500 carats of rose quartz currently available for $11.95, but we're not going to stay there. We're about to take it down to Barking Town. Here it comes. Should be $11.95. Down to $8.95. Once again, handing you back the equivalent of your P&P, getting this particular strand under £10 to make it as accessible as possible, allow you to add as many items as you can to that order and maximise on your 1p&p per day. But oh, just have a look at this. Just on the very edge here. Oh, I think as I moved I lost it, but could you see the way that light was literally bouncing off the little axis where those two facets met? Spectacular. I don't think I'll be able to recreate it in my studio lighting now. £8.95 for 500 carats of rose quartz. Now, we're going to move on. And is this my producer learning what I really love now? She said, let's do the Master of Disguise. Do you know what? This isn't too dissimilar from the strand of ruby that we closed the show with yesterday evening. You could almost forgive somebody for setting this into an imperial collection of jewellery as the centre stone on the crown of the crown jewels, couldn't you? We have. We've already forgiven them. We got over it. The reason I say that is that Spinel is actually known as the Master of Disguise. Regular viewers probably quite au fait with this story connected to Spinel, but it is pretty powerful because, of course, you find that pink spinel tends to fall in the same regions that we actually source ruby from. As a result, there have been some very, very high profile misclassifications of this gemstone, people actually mistaking it for the very prestigious ruby, and you can understand why. Very similar clarity, very rich colour tone. I mean, this is classified as pink spinel, but you've definitely got some cherry reds coming through there as well. And so almost through, this is almost like an accidental prestigious gemstone. So just through misclassifications, it's ended up being hugely prestigious, because it's not just our imperial collections of jewellery, you know, the crown jewels here in the UK, that are affected by this. There's actually spinel, I believe, in the Russian imperial jewellery as well. And I think they thought it was black, but they've put black spinel into their collection. So so it's not just us being affected by that, but I don't think it matters anymore, because people do feel that spinel is very, very prestigious, particularly when you've got this kind of colour saturation, when you've got faceting that enhances the gemstone in the way that we see on this particular strand. The rondelles themselves actually graduate in size. They're quite sizable. They range from 3x1 up to 4x3. So quite a significant look by the centre of this strand, in fact. Love this particular variety of spinel. 25 carats in total from our Gems of Distinction range, and if you do want to add this to your order, you need to act pretty quickly, because we are a little bit limited in availability. I see, my apologies, because there was quite a limited sort of, when I looked, I thought it was a last of stock. It's actually a limited edition launch. This has never been seen before. Sorry, I didn't mean to mislead anybody. I just based it on the stock level I saw earlier. So actually, we are privileged to launch this premier strand of pink spinel, but only for the first few people that get involved, because we haven't been able to get as many as we'd like to see for a premiere launch. $69.95 is your price point this evening. As I say, very similar to the colour saturation we saw on our ruby yesterday evening, but 25 carats of pink spinel for just $69.95 this evening. Absolutely gorgeous, and slightly larger than our traditional rondelles at 4x3mm. Amazing. This is one for the elite jewellery designers, for the collectors, and this is why we've only been able to source a very limited number from the outset. Absolutely amazing. This is the way to start, you know, just pushing those price points a little bit higher. You don't have to include your entire carat weight of pink spinel in one design. Just by placing these sort of strategically into your designs, you're already justifying those higher price points. $69.95 for 25 carats of gorgeous pink spinel. We're going to move on. Now, we talked earlier about how much you can pay from some suppliers for lengths of chain. You know, meter lengths can, you know, start to escalate out of control when you're buying from sort of independent suppliers. But of course, here at JewelleryMaker, we have wholesale solutions. 10-meter reels of gold-plated copper chain. This is the Figaro chain or Figaro chain. Don't know exactly how you pronounce it. I love this chain because it adds detail and character to your designs, and you don't have to do anything, do you? It's all done for you in the metalwork. So you get the sort of 5 smaller links, and then you get the 1 larger twisted link. And it just gives a slightly different feel to the piece of jewellery. Of course, when you've got 10-meter lengths, you could use this to great effect, maybe those sort of down to the navel style designs. Actually, you could do that using 1 gemstone. If you take one of these gorgeous slabs we've got coming up later, set it onto gold chain down to the navel. What do you reckon? Would you wear that, Helena? She Glastonbury. There you go. With retro chic wellies. See? I know, I'm telling you. I'm a fashionista these days, guys. 10-meter length of Figaro chain here. 3x2mm for the smaller links, and then you've got that larger link as well. Just breaking up the design, giving you that little bit of detail and character. Lots of people coming through for this. Oh, currently available for $37.95. We're not staying there. I'm going to give you another clearance deal. Don't forget, any price reductions you see are only available for 60 minutes. So we're taking this down to $29.95. That works out at less than £3 a metre for gold-plated Figaro chain. That's amazing. Probably not ever going to use a metre in one design, are you? What is it?
Gemma Crow did.
Oh, Gemma Crow would. If she was making body chains, then she would. Yeah, good point. Well, this is the kind of item you need if you want to put together something like that. If you're as gorgeous as Gemma Crow and you want to wear a body chain design to the Christmas do, then this is what you need. And right now it's available for $29.95. That's an amazing deal. We're going to stay with our reels of chain actually, because we've offered you the yellow gold variety. Only fair to bring you the rose gold variety. Now this isn't the Figaro chain, this is uniformed in the links. You can see here, they're probably 3x2mm the links, but they are uniform, so this gives you more. Oh, they're 4x3mm, my apologies. Typical. Underestimating the size of something. Typical bloke. Right, 10 meters of rose gold plated copper chain here. Perfect for extenders, or of course you could use it on the neckline. You could use it for sort of body chain designs, I suppose, if you've got a 10-meter length. If you do want to get involved, start dialing the free phone number, because we are going to offer you the best value on the market, but again, quite limited in availability. We've got less than 20 of these remaining in stock, so if you do want to get involved, just act quickly, check out your baskets. You have until January to make your final decision, because we've extended our money-back guarantee. Okay, so your extender chain with your extended money-back guarantee to extend the lifespan of your gemstone collection. You can go a bit further. $24.95. Great way for you to enhance the look of your design. I thought that was the clearance price. We're going even lower.
Wow, wow, wow.
She just told me under 20. I was expecting $19.95. Went down to $17.95 for this reel of chain. That's rose gold plated chain. 10 meters for $17.95. That works out at £1.79 per meter. That almost sounds wrong when I say it, but it's definitely accurate. I can definitely divide numbers by 10. $17.95 for 10 meters of rose gold plated chain. That's amazing, isn't it? These are the kind of items that really do push up the prices that you have to pay if you're shopping from other suppliers, because of course everybody's going to have a different relationship with gemstones. If you find somebody who can source the gemstone you love and you can get it from them, then fine. But it's quite rare that people are going to be able to offer you wholesale deals on items like this, because of course quite difficult to source gold and then plate the base metals, create 10 meter reels. But to give it to you for $17.95, that is incredible value. That's the way for you to start maybe creating a little bit more cost-effective design so that you can up your own profit margins if you are selling your design. So I'm really impressed with that. Don't forget, only available at that price though for 60 minutes, or more likely while stock lasts, because we started with about 20 of those, less than 20 in fact. So, oh really, we've got single figures. That we'll be able to take advantage of that price reduction down to $17.95. Okay, we're going to move on. We're going to bring in the silver variety as well. What did I do with the yellow gold one?
I took it, sorry.
Oh, it's been back to it. Sorry, I'm still having a meltdown now. I was like, where's it gone? Been back to it. So this is the Figaro chain once again, but silver plating on this one, but instead of copper as your base mate, you got brass. I love brass. Oh, brass. Sorry. Not in my house, anyway. Brass. In my house. Can you say ibuprofen?
Ibuprofen?
Yeah.
It's quite difficult to say, isn't it?
Ibuprofen. It's quite difficult for me to say, because when I was growing up, it's called ibuprofen.
Just can't say that either.
Is it one of those words?
Well, he actually can't say it.
Oh, he can't say it. But he's not from north of the border.
No,
Oh,
he's,
okay.
He's from Redditch.
Can't say anything. Right, 10 metres of silver plated brass Figaro chain. I'm about to be cut out of shop. My director's from Redditch. my children are from Redditch. Don't worry about it. No, that's what happens if you're mean to the director. Here we go, 10 metre reel. We are having fun tonight, but we are trying to give you as many deals as we can. There's one thing we do take seriously, and that's the value we offer you here at JewelleryMaker. And we're about to back that up with an incredible price point for 10 metres of silver plated brass Figaro chain. You saw how quickly the previous two reels have been flying out the door. Right now you can have this jewellery for $24.95. Lots and lots of people coming through for this one. I actually like the Figaro chain in the silver. I don't know what it is. It almost looks like, you know when you see like diamond cut chain in the silver, you get that sort of little player light. That's what you get from this sort of detailing on the links. It's available right now for $24.95, and as I say, when it works out at less than £2.50 a metre for silver plated chain, that is a genuine wholesale opportunity. That's for one, I would say, for jewellery makers who are selling their designs, who do need to create a certain amount of cost-effective solutions when they are investing in the component pieces, the mechanics of your design, if you like. $24.95 for a 10 metre reel. We're going to move on. Okay. And we have one of our deluxe gemstone selections. Now, this is kind of like the gems of distinction variety of our bead scoops, because you do get a massive selection of gemstones. Here, on this one, you actually get a consistency in the cut, but not the size. There is a variety of sizes, but they're all cuboid prisms. So we talking about the kind of dynamics you can create working with these cuts earlier when we saw the smoky quartz cubes. And we've got the same feel from this particular selection. You get 250 carats in total. And you've got what appears to be sunstone, obsidian, green amethyst, rose quartz and lapis lazuli. To the naked eye, I can't lab test with my fingers, but that's what I think we're looking at there. 250 carats, variety of different sizes, and all coming to you for one low, low price. $13.95. As I say, these are a sort of concept that was developed from so many people requesting high-end bead scoops. So this is the, I suppose this is that range, if you like. Absolutely incredible. 250 carats. It all comes to you in your little presentation tube, so you can see everything you have to work with. $13.95 for 250 carats of these beautiful cuboid shaped gemstones. Love those little faceted faces that you've got there, but on top of that, they are through drilled. So in case anybody's thinking that they have to really think outside the box to incorporate them into their designs, they are through drilled as well. So hassle-free jewellery design. We're going to move on with that one. We've got a lot to fit in. Before we bring you our superstar buy, don't forget this coming up very, very soon. Beautiful agate slabs. Mark's already fallen in love with them. I have to warn you all, again, a limited edition launch, so we haven't got too many of these. I think we might have exactly 100 strands, is that correct? You can see how shocking that is to people. It's particularly Ben, who's picking up whatever it was he dropped. There we go. Moving on. Where to, sorry? Okay. Sorry, you did say that. You did say that. I misheard. It's all kicking off up in here, isn't it? I'll tell you what. Shaded emerald now. So this is the second opportunity this evening to bring you emerald. Can you imagine me saying those words 3 years ago? And not just because there wasn't a late show before anybody says it. I mean, it's almost like going on a world tour of emerald. That's the way I look at it. Because you've got the pastel tones that you'd associate with Colombian emerald. You've got the sort of forest greens, or emerald greens I suppose you might call them, that you'd associate with Zambian emerald. And then you've got the rich, almost sort of British facing greens that are most commonly associated with Brazilian emerald. I think this has all been located from mines in Brazil, hasn't it? I think so. These are faceted Rondelles. Oh, my apologies. These are all Zambian emeralds. Sorry.
Wow.
The last shaded strand we had, they all come from Brazil. When you assume. So these are actually from Zambia, another region that we've done a lot of charity work in. I was talking about this last week. My sister went over to Zambia to do the review of the charity work we'd done there. She was hugely impressed with the schools and the libraries and the wells that we've actually built in that region. But in turn, we do have access to the resources from that region, and this is one of the most prestigious, one of the big four. Gorgeous emerald. As I say, you've got every possible colour tone that's associated with the gemstone, but on one strand here. 15 carats in total, and again, slight graduation in the size of the gemstones, ranging from 2 by 1 millimetres to 4 by 2 millimetres. Quite sizable, really, 4 by 2 mil faceted rondelle. So you get that sparkle from some, you get the lustre from the other, because you've got the depth of colour and you've got the pastel shades. You cannot go wrong with this. I'm almost tempted to believe that this could be one for the collectors. So there might be some people out there investing in this strand who have no intention of creating jewellery designs. They just want to add this to their gemstone collection, and who could blame you? Absolutely. I'll tell you what I would be tempted to match this up with. Don't think I've got any more, but maybe the pink spinel. I know that pinks and greens work beautifully together. What do you think of that, Matt? Pink spinel and emerald. You know, as a combination? I mean, we're talking about a high price point. If somebody commissioned it or wanted to buy it, probably even 3-figure sum, potentially, for the piece of jewellery, depending on the finish and the design. But these are the kind of designs that you can now put together thanks to the prestige of the Gems of Distinction range. That is the range this is coming from. Currently available on our website for... What? What? Where's Pete when you need him? $19.95 for 15 carats of emerald. Honestly, I thought you said it's $39.95. I was thinking, oh, that's a good price, but it came in at $24.95. So I was a bit shocked at the original price. But to take another £5 off the price, that is hugely impressive. That is a genuine clearance deal, but on emerald. Don't ask me. I know how we do it, but I don't know how the producer justifies that price for 15 carats of emerald. I'm going to have to leave it with you, I'm afraid. Don't panic, because that price reduction will be available for 60 minutes on our website or via the free phone number. So if you are placing this in your basket, or if you want to get hold of it at $19.95, just call through, speak to a member of our help team on the free phone number, and you will have the opportunity to add that to your order at the clearance price. I've got to leave it there because it is now time for our superstar buy. welcome back to JewelleryMaker. And we join you now as Helena has just dropped a bombshell. During the Superstar by intro, she did say, ooh, this theme music's a bit jazzy. It is a bit jazzy, I agree. I have to say, I only have, or had, 100 strands of this. 99, 98, 97, 96, 95, 94, 93, 92, 91 we're down to already. That just goes to show how quickly these are being allocated to people's orders, and how imperative it is that you check out instantly to avoid disappointment. I'm not sure I really need to say anything. I've just seen about 50 people come. The individuality of each gemstone is quite striking, but you still get some uniformity across the strand because you, as Mark's pointed out, you get this almost like a horizon that's been created on the actual gemstone itself. I suppose any mention of the fact that these are going to be popular with Rachel Norris is going to see a lot of people on the phone lines, because if Rachel's going to love something, it's going to suit wirework designs, which is generally considered.
Those numbers are really struggling up there, I think.
Yeah, do you know what happened last night?
No.
It just totally froze. I had 400 reels of wire, and it got to about 200 and just stopped working.
Oh, gosh.
And there you go. You can see over half the slots are already allocated, and we've probably still got 20 people in the basket. Check out immediately. Most people multi-buying this. Alice, you've got 2. Mary's got 2. Hillier, you've got 2. Teresa, you've got 2. Jones got 2. Get on the phone lines right now. Let's get our exclusive launch price on screen right now for our Superstar buy, $9.95. I bet there are a few people dialing up thinking it was going to be $12.95 as well, because I certainly did.
That's what you said, yeah.
Well, that's the information I had. I thought it was under 13. But we have given you an exclusive launch price this evening. I would normally say we can't guarantee we'll be able to honour that price tomorrow at 9 AM, because that is true, and you'll see a lot of the times people honouring launch prices, because the prices do sometimes get a little inflated for our website after the on-screen launch. There's not going to be any of these remaining tomorrow morning at 9 AM. There's not going to be any of these remaining tonight at 9 PM, in fact.
Wow, wow, wow.
It's gorgeous, isn't it? Has the quantity bar now frozen? Oh no, there you go, it's slowing down, so I don't actually do genuinely have 27 left in stock. I probably wouldn't take a risk of waiting to find out. Just get on the phone lines and I'll keep my fingers crossed for you. You can see how quickly 3/4 of the stock has flown out the door, and I'm guessing if you were at home, Matt, you'd be on that phone.
Oh, they're just beautiful, aren't they?
Oh,
Absolutely
they're gorgeous.
Beautiful. You know, we have this award ceremony on New Year's Day, I think it is.
Yes,
I think a new category this year should be Best Superstar Buy on the Late Show. Don't you reckon?
Yes.
You've had some phenomenal strands.
I will email Carr straight after the show.
No, I think you should, because the Late Show gets forgotten about so many times, and it's just incredible.
Oh,
wow.
There you go, look at this. What a lovely text message to receive from a customer. Alison, you've been interacting with the show all night, so thank you so much for your insights. And Helena, thank you so very much for the chain deals tonight, so needed. To all the crew, Ed, Mark, thank you for another fantastic night. Back tomorrow for more.
Oh, good night, Alison.
Well, I'll look more attractive tomorrow.
Welcome.
Ben, will you clear off? This is my time.
Sorry.
Okay?
I haven't been on this show for like a year, I think.
Oh, well, now we know why.
One hello is fine.
Okay, it looks to me like that's going to be a sellout deal. We've got a handful remaining in stock, but we've got more people with it in their baskets than stock remaining, so that is going to be a sellout opportunity. That's a great suggestion, you know. I think because on our show, the actual hero of the night is a feature of the show, isn't it? So it's a great idea. I'm going to suggest that to Vicky. Vicky's normally in charge of putting together the categories for us. I will slide over here. Do you like that? Is that a bit of stare for you?
It was all right.
Not really. No. Have a look at this. This is the one design I really wanted to show you earlier on, because I know loads of people invested in the finding and the smoke. Sorry, have I messed it?
No, not at all.
I'm just. I saw it. I got a little glimpse of it, and I know people are going to want to see this for inspiration. My apologies. Excuse me. It just crept up on me. I did try to signal, but it was too quick. My apologies. So fallen in love with this.
And that's just one. I mean, that's. I would probably sell that for £30.
Right.
And it was £14.95, wasn't it, for the 3 of those, I think?
So that's
plus
£5.
About £15–16 for the 2 strands of smoky quartz.
But you haven't used them all.
And that's basically paid for those. And
yeah, so you've paid for all of the stock with one design, but you've got plenty
so
left.
you can replicate that 3 times easily, and you still have stuff left over.
So you can treble your money effectively.
Yeah.
So you go around about £100. Okay, the Contiba has now frozen. I'm being told that we've got 4 remaining in stock, but it looks to me like we've got 8 people with it in their baskets. Is that correct? Oh, 12 people with it in their baskets. There you go. So 8 people are going to miss out. My apologies. Got to be checking out. This is why I tell you. If you run the risk, then you may well miss out. Love this design. It's just such a high-end look. It's a boutique design, in fact. That's how
it's that finding, isn't it? The finding makes it completely. It's just beautiful.
And also that slightly more subtle tone from the smoky quartz works so well with the silver, doesn't it?
So thank you, Helena, for letting me have it this evening.
Yes.
It's been amazing.
Oh, she'll let you have it, all right. That's what she's like. Sharon's texted through to say, Mark, the design's gorgeous. That's from Sharon.
Sharon is so lovely. She texts me every morning when I'm coming to JewelleryMaker to wish me a good day.
Me too.
And you as well, yeah.
Sharon emailed me too. I'm really sorry, actually. Sometimes I can't respond because I've got funny Wi-Fi in my house. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. And then by the time I get here, it's a bit of a whirlwind putting the show together. 2 strands of the agate slabs remaining now, just to let you know. And we've got 13 people in their baskets now, so 11 people. You're going to miss out.
Wow.
We saw this design earlier during the opening hour of the show. Fantastic. I think I know a certain producer who's going to be wearing that on the way home. Helena fell in love with that instantly. She wants the lot, she said.
They're the BDB earrings I was telling you about, using rondelles instead of rounds.
Ah,
so you
did mention this. Oh, fantastic.
Really nice
there you
effect.
go. And especially in the gold-plated findings.
You can see all the surfaces on the rondelle if you bead with them. You get all the angles, all the colours.
They almost look a bit like peacock pearls, actually, don't they, from that angle? Absolutely spectacular. That's really cool, actually, because it gives the beady beader a slightly different dynamic, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Really, really impressive designs from you this evening, Mark. I love this particular set as well. I mean, it shows the champagne pearls and smoke.
Well, unfortunately, I didn't get time to do any kumihimo. No. Unfortunately.
Well, I have been quite demanding of your time, but do you know what? It's because I know how much the audience love to hear your inspirational ideas, but also sort of ideas of how you can sell your designs as well. So that's really important for a lot of designers out there. Don't forget, we'll be back on Friday with a Halloween show, but of course you can tune in tomorrow. I think Ali will be with you from 5 p.m. with more incredible deals. So thank you, Mark.
Thank you
for joining us. Thanks to Pete, Ben, Helena. Ben, one of the most fun shows we've had for a long time here on JewelleryMaker, and just enough time for me to thank you for joining us. Thank you and good night.
Bye-bye.
Hello everybody, welcome to Designer Inspiration. It is a glorious Tuesday outside. Today is going to get even more glorious because I am joined by a guest designer who, last time I worked with her, I actually didn't finish the show. I got very poorly and ended up blacking out very shortly after. So